16-hour days, man. So it's crazy.
I
I'm
can
on like
imagine that. That part I can imagine.
I'm on like fucking 60 of those shits. So
Mm.
Right. Well, you're
There
making
you
a
go.
lot more money.
But I had a small taste of what it takes to put on a big show, just only because I was friends with Greg Miller before he
Oh yeah,
passed.
yeah.
Yeah, he was
And
great. But
Greg's a good dude, man. I knew him for an awful long time, man. We supported that show with the magazine for as long as I can remember. I mean, him and I started about the same time too. He started, scraping the coast a couple years before we started Slamology, but
yeah,
we did Indie Truck Bash before that.
I met him through SPL, because he was the USAC judge for the longest in my
Oh
area.
yeah, right.
Yeah, man, good time.
Well, that's
Nice.
awesome.
What show was that, Drew?
Scraping
What
the
did he
coast.
put on? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a big show.
Yeah,
Also.
it's a big show and it's good. It's still a good show. I mean, it's going to be the guys that stepped up to take Greg's spot.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
It's
they're
just a
doing it,
little
man.
spicy. It's hot down there.
Uh, yeah, that's what I was on the Base Wars podcast last week, and we were talking about that show. And our photographers from Gage, when they go down, like every year, I get an expense report for camera cleaning because of the humidity and the going from the hotel to outside. Like we've just quit taking big cameras down, man. I just tell everybody, cell phone shots or whatever. We'll just run coverage that way the best we can.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's brutal.
That's crazy. Huh.
Oh man, so
what's new for Slamology this year? Anything different? Anything new, exciting news?
Yeah, I've got some pretty cool, exciting news. We just got approved. So Friday night, we are going to do a 20-year birthday party at the show. So pretty cool. It's going to be over in the semi area where all the custom semis are at. We're going to do a Friday night light show. I don't know if you guys have ever been to like a light show that the semi guys put on, but it's out of control. And then obviously we'll have some sponsored vehicles over there. John will bring a vehicle over. Kicker brings some vehicles over. I know Andrew's going to bring the bourbon over. Just kind of have an open community night party. We're going to sell T-shirts. We're going to have, just a birthday celebration. So sell some beer and have some beverages there on Friday night and give everybody a reason to just to kind of have a soiree. No pressure. Everybody's not pressured to demo their car. It's not, it's just a chill night. And then we're inviting the entire community too, and it's totally free of charge. So everybody can come in.
That's awesome.
That sounds like
actually, I was just going to ask.
Yeah.
What time?
I think it's going to be cool, man. It's we've been trying to get it approved since January, so it's a lot of work. That's that NHRA is our landlord, and they've been amazing to us, and they're great. But man, it's sometimes getting stuff done there. It's hard to get done. They're a big corporation, and their focus is drag racing, so they're all over the country. My personal connection here, he's all over the country every week, so tying him down sometimes is next to impossible.
Understandable.
Well, it almost seemed like I set you up for something, asking you that question about something new, but that's huge, man. That's really exciting. I had no idea.
Yeah, no, and we haven't announced it yet. We've just done some small little announcements here and there, like undercover. That's I'm going to the barbecue this weekend, and then I'm going to co-host on Unmasked on Tuesday over at Kicker. So we're going to release a bunch on that show. I mean, it's huge audience, and they're our co-sponsor, so they do an awful lot to help us out on the marketing side. So we're going to do a bunch of announcements there, but some of the stuff I could announce tonight. I mean, it's cool. It's time to get the word out. We're 40 or 38 days till the show now, so I'm sure that pressure is on you guys as much as it is on me.
Oh yeah, coming up fast.
Right. My pressure this week's been getting the awards done, getting all the banners off the press, getting all the T-shirts off the press, that type of stuff. Something cool this year, we added. So we've always done 2,000 collector shirts, but as the shows continued to grow the last 5 or 6 years, we sell out of shirts before noon on Sunday or on Saturday. So this year we've added another 1,000 shirts. So we'll have 3,000 show shirts, and then we're working on a commemorative collector only type, shirt for the show as well. And there won't be as many of those. So they'll kind of be probably 100 or 200 of those. And, they'll be quite pricey, but they'll be part of the 20-year celebration. And
are those going to be available Friday or start the show Saturday?
So Friday we'll have 2 T-shirt booths actually set up on Friday. So everybody that comes and pre-registers, when they come through pre-registration, I don't know that you guys have ever had to come through that line being vendors, but when you come through that line, when you come out to leave the facility, we have a t-shirt booth set up there. So we give all the participants a chance on Friday. Hey, grab your shirt now, because that way you don't have to wait in line on Saturday at the show, and you get the collector piece. And then we're also going to have them for sale over in the birthday bash or the night glow party or whatever we're going to call it. We're still working on like an official name, but it's as of right now, it's just a 20-year birthday bash.
Cool.
Which is cool. Yeah. So everybody will be able to grab them, and it gives us something cool to do on Friday night. I don't know if you guys stay at the host hotels or not. If you're not staying at the host hotel, you probably need to, man. It's good for business, and the majority of our sponsors, most of our vendors, a ton of participants. When I talked to them last night, we had sold out 308 rooms for 3 nights. So that's pretty exciting. That's good for a big resort like that. And if there's a lot of people that stayed there last year, and the hotel was under construction, and it's not even a hotel, it's actually a Wyndham resort. So it was all under construction, and the elevator wasn't working. They put us on top of a dart tournament. They didn't realize what Slamology was bringing to the plate. So we got through all that. Yeah, no, they found out quick. I mean, that's how we just on Friday night there, we sold out their entire Italian restaurant of every bit of food they had.
Carly boys do be hungry.
Oh man, and it's everybody, and that's kind of the beauty of the hotel too. Is it's a mix of everything. So the semi guys stay there, the car audio guys stay there, all the car show guys stay there. So it kind of turns into this big parking lot party. Now we can't demo and shit late into the night. You know what I mean? It's not like it was when we were at the Crack Hotel 10 years ago, but it's a nice resort. We shut it down. We've got officers in the lot, and they patrol, and it's just a time to chill. You know what I mean? Rip your face off at the show, because there's not a lot of places you can go and just rip your face off. I mean, that's finding a venue for an event like this is damn near next to impossible sometimes.
Yep, that's very true.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think next year we'll probably do the host hotel. We did an Airbnb. We've done Airbnb the last 3 or 4 years, and it's worked out really well because we always have so many people.
Oh, for
so
sure.
It ends up being more affordable, but the host hotel thing is always fun.
Oh, it is. And even being an Airbnb, man, drive up there on Friday and Saturday night, hang out at the hotel or the campgrounds. I don't know if any of you guys have stayed at the campgrounds there. They're off the chain, man. I mean, they got over 1,000 campers there, man. It is off the chain. So
I go hang out there normally.
Yeah, I say when I get out of the show, Saturday about 10 or 11 p.m. And the first thing we do is drive across, and we go make a lap through the campgrounds and hang out and check it out, and then we bounce out. So it's kind of, those are long days, because we do our first media appearances last year. Our first airing was at 5:01 a.m. So I had to meet the news crews there at 4:30. Yeah, so they're long days, man. So it's like a lot of you guys, like Drew and Steve, you guys are both vendors, man. Like sometimes I don't make it to your guys' booth, man, and it's just I'm whooped, man. By the time I make it, it's a lot of work, but whatever. It's all I know, man. I've been promoting events since I got out of high school. I started doing it with a car club, and then we grew a great big event here at Indianapolis, and then it kind of went away. We had sold it to a promotion company, and the promotion company kind of just pushed it away, and then we started doing Slamology 20 years ago, and here we are.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think between the three of us, we all come to Slam in kind of a different capacity. Like, I mean, Drew usually comes to vendor selling stuff, right? Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, I don't bring t-shirts and stuff. Nothing wild, and not like what you bring.
Yeah, like for us, I mean, we've started preparing for Slam's our biggest show of the year. So I started doing stuff a month ago or so. Working with Barnaby for the trophy, and then making sure we've got a new T-shirt we're going to debut at Slam.
So that's awesome.
Getting that in, all the hats, renting the van. And it's 28-hour drive each way, so making sure our time is right. But it's all so worth it. I mean, we love coming every year, and Hemi and I make the best out of it. So.
Oh yeah, dude, you guys come and rock it, man. And it's funny. We look back before you were with Hemi. He did that first year by himself, that little 10x10 booth, man. And that's my wife was his sales rep on that contract, or on his booth space that year. And I still look back at it and laugh, man, because this dude, he rolled in and just a bunch of tubs, and man, he fucking sold everything like now. And it was like, I don't even think he knew what was coming, and the show was, half the size it is now.
Well, that's actually where I met Hammy and got exposed to the brand, and saw that it sold out so quick. And then a few months later, he happened to be looking for an investor, and I was like, well, I watched it directly across from me. You were just sold everything, so it's like there's something there. And I see the stickers everywhere.
What were you doing in that capacity, Steve?
I was actually at the JY Full River booth across the way. Remember when they brought that blue van out there that had the was it 16 Twisted Sound 3.5s in the back, and then it had eight. There's a flat wall with 815s, I think it was.
And that was Travis's first year there too. Then they actually both paid for a vendor space, and then they shared their space together.
Yeah, because at the time they were Full River's Full Throttle's distributor into the car audio world. So they were working together. And then that's why I went there. And then, like I said, shitting on him, and Hammy was right across the way. Right. And that year was super hot. I remember it being.
Oh yeah, that was one of the good years. That's what's going to happen this year, man. I keep joking and telling everybody, man, 110 on Saturday all day long. That's what we're hoping for. But
I'll tell you right now, if it's 110, I'm leaving.
Why do you want it to be 110?
Oh, I'm just bullshit, man, because I don't want it to.
I'm like, stop that! How dare you?
I will say this.
And it was like 100. I was
prepared for the worst, right?
Out there.
Right.
Yeah. It was year before last, so 2020, I guess. I don't remember. The one year was really hot. Like
2021 was hot.
2021.
Scraping the coast that year was low 80s and breezy. It was amazing.
Yeah, and the weather changed here. That next weekend here, it was like 40 degrees again. So it's wild. Like this morning here, it was 35 degrees, and normally it's in the 60s. So, man, the weather's all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah, last year was pretty good, I think. I mean, it rained a little bit Sunday, but it was very light, and the temperatures were pretty good all weekend. I was good.
No, last year wasn't terrible bad. It was a little warm on Saturday, but whatever. We got through it. It was better than 100. It was in the 80s. Which
last year Sunday was great. Like a lot of people started leaving because the rain was over, but we stayed and hung out.
It was barely raining. That was perfect.
No, the whole party felt like it was right in front of us. It was a good time.
Oh yeah, no, you did on Sunday, man. We had to come tell you to turn your stuff off because we had to move our awards back into the building. We're like, you're rattling this whole place, man. You guys, you don't understand. Like that's so that inside that building is our main office, and it's our main T-shirt booth and all that stuff. And man, when you work in that building all day, it's like being caught in an aluminum can, man. It's crazy.
That's kind of what happened at SEMA. Actually, they the first year we went to the SEMA thing. They put us down the side of one of the big buildings. And
I was there when that dude come running out. Yeah, that was pretty wild.
Man.
Oh my God, it was fucking outrageous. It was. I walked inside like, how bad could it be? Steve's like, come on, and I'm like, people are being put. I walked in the door. I was like, it's kind of louder in here. Like the louder,
and those people are paying.
People are like
for 10 foot.
What the fuck? Looking around all fucked up. Oh man, it was terrible.
Yeah, I had my brother turned up Duncan's van. I was like, all right, wait until I'm inside and then turn it up. He turned it on. I just walked back outside. I was like, turn it down.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's John and Johnny. They had that, they had that van there that year.
Shit show.
Yo, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit show.
Right. I come around that corner, man, and John, he always pushes it a little hard with me, man, because he thinks I think it's funny, but it's like, dude, man, the fucking cops or the security guards come running out, SEMA radios everywhere. It was crazy.
Yeah, he took me into the one door, and John was like looking at me with his fucking
with that
19 million
knobs.
John's like, don't do it. And he's just like, what? And then I opened the door.
Put the controls in the fucking briefcase and walked away.
Yeah, good. And then I opened the door, and there's a dude trying to give a seminar to like 30 people sitting in chairs. And like right when I open the door, everybody looks at me, and I'm like, oh man, I get it now. Yeah, we should probably.
This is my fault. I'm sorry.
Hey,
but it was their fault. They just didn't know, even though how many times I explained it to them.
I mean, yeah, but
they don't know.
It's hard to to explain it.
Can't explain it. People don't really know a lot of this stuff's even capable.
Oh yeah, no, and it's really a generation gap. I mean, guys that are my age. I mean, I'm 50, so I'm kind of getting up there in age. But a lot of guys that are in the industry that, let's say they work for Flowmaster or one of these other companies that don't know about car audio. The car audio that they were into when they were 15, man, it's not what it is today. They have zero clue, man. Like when you tell them, doing 160 dB isn't even a big deal anymore. They're like, no way. You know what I mean? They're from the days back. They're from the days back when you were in Iasca and the max score was 130. Man, everybody was working on RTA stuff. So it's a whole different world.
Speaking of car audio and Slamology, I mean, the show started off as a slam truck show, right? And then it's kind of, or was it always car audio involved?
So always car audio involved. We just started it small. So I know you guys know, but everybody else, we own an online publication, gagemagazine.com. So we were the first internet publication for custom cars anywhere in the world. Like when I first started the magazine, we had to log in through AOL to even start writing HTML. We had to hard code everything, and it's pretty wild. So Gage turned 24 this year. So as of we're still the longest running. I have more car show content than anybody in the web. There's 15 terabytes on our server of just nothing but car show photos. So it's pretty crazy, and we're truly blessed. Got a great staff there. But when we started the show, it was like our Indie Truck Bash show was getting ready to go down. We'd sold it to the promotion company, some management stuff. It was just stuff was weird, and I was like, man, let's start another show in Indianapolis to connect to our readers, which our readers are a little bit of everything, but you got to go back to 2003 car audio compared to today car audio. So entirely different world. So we had Usaki come out that first year, and man, I think they had like 30 competitors show up, and we had a 3X, we paid the money and blah, 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 and kind of did that. And then that year, the guy that was running Mecca or Usaki at the time, he was kind of flaky, so it didn't work out. And I was like, we'll never do car audio again. I'm done with the car audio guys. And it was really more about his organization.
That is definitely Ralph Randall.
Well, I'm not going to say his name, man, but I'll let you say it.
I got you. Don't worry.
Yeah, you got my back, man. You go ahead. So either way, the
call out guy.
The next year I met Sam Horn, and we were actually at Detroit Autorama, and Dan Davis, our editor, and myself, we were walking through the show, and I handed him a flyer for Slamology, and man, he had an amazing display. He had all the DB drag lights set up, and they had these two vans sitting next to each other. Obviously, they couldn't play. It was an indoor World of Wheels type show, and he stops me and he's like, man, let me bring DB drag to Slamology. And I'm like, man, fuck you and car audio, dude. I'm not doing that noise. There's no way. I was like, I've been down that road, and I'm like, your boss is a fucking idiot. And I kind of lost my shit on him. And he's like, wait a minute. He's like, no, we're a whole different organization. And I competed before I became like a car show junkie. I competed, and I worked at a car stereo shop and all that stuff. But I did Iasca prior to like even DB Drag and Mecca and Iasca even. I mean, when Iasca when they all broke apart from each other. So I didn't know. I kind of left car audio and went into the car show scene and started building cover trucks for Trucking Magazine and Mini Truck. And we've had 9 different vehicles on the cover of those 2 magazines. So pretty crazy. I mean, it's wild where we've came from. But either way, we brought in Sam, and then we started growing. About 10 years ago.
Sorry to interrupt. Was it ever like a physical copy magazine, or was it always online?
Yeah, it's a physical copy magazine now too. You just have to buy it for issue. So, and we don't sell it as a magazine. We sell it. It's a tabletop book. So it's a 100-page cover stock all the way through tabletop book. So in 2010, we changed the format when we left traditional HTML type styling, and we changed it to a digital flip book along with a blog setup. So now if you go to Gage and you click like on latest issue, it's going to take you to the latest issue. You can flip page by page. And then if you want to buy a table book copy, you can. It runs about $30 a copy, but we still do really well with it. I mean, we sell, 100 copies a month or so, somewhere in there. It's whether, people, they got car show, they got their car in there. Or
their content in there, yeah.
Right. There's content or people are in there or whatever. And then it's all online for free. So We have content back all the way back to, I believe, let me see here. Hold on a second. We started in 99 and I had a server crash. So we lost a bunch of years of content. And I actually, our office is flooded in January. We started clearing out a bunch of old boxes and stuff. And I found 2 shipping boxes full of old zip drives. So if I can find a zip drive reader, I'm going to bring all that old content back onto the web because I've got them sitting on zip drives. But good, that's
probably eBay, huh?
Oh, old school stuff, man. Yeah. So either way, Slamology kept growing, and then I met Denise Varmatos. She was working for Iasca, and I said, "Shelly, come," or I call her Shelly. She's either Shelly or Denise, to different people, but she started doing Iasca there, and she was just growing the show with the car audio every year. And when she wanted to come in, we only had the one org, and then she said, "I really want to come," and I said, "Look, I can't afford to pay another org. There's just not enough pull in car audio. Sam's barely covering his own cost." And she's like, "Well, I'll help find some sponsors, man. Let's do this." So next thing I know, man, I got a call from Incriminator. My dog.
Do you know about what year this was? Do you remember? Like,
I don't know. Shelly, I know she's on here. She's watching. She would have to tell you. I could look, man. I just have to get real close to the screen and get on my computer. I think it's been about 10 years ago. So probably the 10th annual. We moved from the Marion County Fairgrounds and we went to Lucas Oil Raceway, and she said she doesn't even remember we had the entire show just in the circle track there, and then car audio was outside in the lot where car audio is at now, and then it grew. But the guys that were the vendors out there, so it was like Tom from Ohio Generator and Scotty from Excess Power and Nick from Incriminator. They were our first like real car audio vendors to come in. The next year we moved everybody inside of that circle track, and that's the first year that John Rabe came. And man, it was too much. I mean, there was probably, I don't know, 25 demo cars there, and we were all caught inside that circle track. And I mean, it was just too much. Like the car show guys, and John was John. I mean, he had that big gray lifted monster truck, man, and he just ripped the knob off all day long. And he brought
never.
he brought a set of stairs out from Reno, man, and you climb up these stairs and climb into his truck. And they didn't have a lot then either, man. I think he had maybe a 20-foot easy up tent, and then the big lifted Chevy that which one I'm talking about, the gray one that was all wrapped, all camouflage. They just had that, man, and he started demoing all day, dude. I mean, he just beat the shit out of that thing all weekend. And then there was a couple other ones, and then from there it just kind of started to steamroll. And then we grew the show, and we moved the show just to the west side of the facility. And then the car audio was kind of back like where the Sky High booth's at now, from there to the start of the drag strip. So there was nothing on the east side of the event at all. And then the show just continued to grow, and we got more manufacturers and more businesses like yourself to support, and everybody just throwing money in and saying, "Hey, let's get bigger and better." And obviously when we have funding, we can continue to grow. So we just keep reinvesting back into the event. And now we take the entire facility. And I mean, when I'm saying I rent the entire place, man. We sign off for every inch of that facility,
man.
Which is crazy.
That's cheap, but you got that. Easy peasy.
Yeah, no, I don't have that, but you guys, you know what I mean. You guys make the difference, I know that might not seem easy to believe, but we're over 150 vendors right now. So when you think about that, and everybody doing their part, and that's everything from car audio companies all the way to suspension manufacturers, all the way up to the main stage. So it's everything from car show to car audio on that side. Plus we've got a couple semi vendors that come in, they bring in big semis by 80-foot spots, man, and they set up over in the semi area. And Kevin at the Davis Brothers, all them. I mean, it's wild, man. It's just kind of like everybody I've built enough trust with everybody. They all chip in their money, man, and let me host the party. So it's cool.
So Dub Team, I know what Andy you're talking about. He's actually doing. I don't know.
Is that somebody testing something at your place, Bobby?
So Andy's doing a what is an Audio Frog demo day at a shop 10 minutes from my house in 2 weeks.
Are you gonna go?
Yeah, I mean, there needs to be a good sounding vehicle in the parking lot. I'm gonna bring my truck.
Yeah, play that slow bass. See what happens.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's cool. See how long it takes till the cops show up.
No, well, no, I'm bringing my SQ truck. It's gonna sound good. It's gonna be nice and quiet. Question for Donnie. Here we go.
You have a plan on offering a shuttle from spectator parking to the show area. I know I always have to register my daily base ride just to save my old break ass walk. So we have 2 trams that run nonstop, but they only run the cruise strip. So from spectator parking, no. Now last year at the end of the day, we just ran 1 tram, but it didn't even start till 5:30, like, trying to pick people up from the bikini contest and getting them out. So we got them up to about where the semi area starts. And then we had a tram that ran north-south there in the spectator lot. It's a huge facility, and it's a ginormous show, man. Buy good shoes, and you just got to walk it. It is what it is.
Yeah, Slam's a reason Steven bought a golf cart.
Yeah, right.
100%.
Slam's
we actually bought scooters too.
Shit, man, most of these.
Yeah, don't say scooters, man. If the NHRA catches you on those scooters, man, they will swipe you up, dude. They will swipe you up.
Chill out, Bobby. Chill out.
Non-motorized.
Can't walk a mile in a day.
I can walk a mile. You're just not going to want to stand by me when I get done walking that.
Last year at the show, I'd walked 30,000 steps from 4 a.m. till 7 o'clock at night when I actually had sat down. So
I bet I was with you on that shit, man.
Oh, for sure, man. It's like a day at SEMA,
Yeah, man. I take my job as a deadliest demo judge pretty fucking seriously. I try really hard to do a good job, and I try to make sure I hear all the vehicles that I'm supposed to hear. And some of the guys that are, want to be in contention for it are a lot less accommodating than they could be, So they're like, we're going to play it at 1 o'clock. So I'm like, all right, fucking 12:45, march way to the back corner of the whole shit again, because the first time we went there, it wasn't playing. And then like fucking 1:15, 1:20, I'm like, you ain't in it, buddy, I guess. We're just getting the fuck out of here. And then they're like, hey, they're playing it. You going to go back? I'm like, no, I'm on to some other shit over here.
We should almost like maybe next year try to focus on organizing that a little better to where, because obviously it's growing popularity, it's not kind of a pipe dream that it was a few years ago, but maybe have an area there by the grandstands where people could actually pull in, like come out. I think they need to be invited.
We need to kind of be like, you should kind of like what we're already doing, but maybe a little more organized, because I don't want everybody lining up. I don't want to be like, oh, the guy's like, oh, get in and get a demo. And there's fucking 9 of us that got to get in some guy's fucking 212 build with a blown amp.
Right.
And be no, dude, you didn't win. Sorry. Like the guy with fucking goddamn 16, 15s behind you is going to be a little better in contention. So I like that we walk around to do it. We kind of make
maybe for Sunday.
Yeah, like Sunday, like, hey man, if we get a killer fucking demo from somebody, any of us could say, hey man, on Sunday at this time we're doing this, and maybe if a few of us tell 10 or 15 people, next thing you know we got 45 cars. Fuck it, they're in. They get
right.
We're gonna listen.
And maybe we work with some other promoters and have qualifications. Do you know what I mean? So maybe to help some of the smaller shows. So say like, a 1X in Illinois, Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana, wherever, spread out all over the country. Say, hey, if we pick you here, you get to do this at Slamology. And I guess it's just all kind of pipe dreams up in the air now. But that way the entire industry would kind of gain from it. I mean, I'm not trying to be greedy with the show. I want everybody to prosper. So maybe maybe that's something we do.
At Steve's showdown, he had a best demo, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. And we have a best demo thing at the Sky High Barbecue, and there's like a series of awards that we're doing. You can actually see them back there. Those wrapped in saran wrap, big ass awards we're giving for some of those things. Best install, and best wire, and shit like that. But
right. Now, did you make the coins for the giveaway?
Yeah, I made all the tokens.
Yeah, that's cool. I got mine.
That was like one of the most difficult fucking goddamn fabrication processes. Like making one token, and I was like, cool, all right, I made it. This is how I'm gonna machine them. This looks great. And I'm like, I'll find efficiency in the process as we make them. We gotta make 600 of them, right? And I'm like, and then I was like, shit. I made 25 tokens, and it took 9 hours.
Right.
Jesus.
And I'm all, oh no. And so I was like,
now,
all right.
What did you make them on? Did you CNC machine them? Is that what
those
you did?
Those are CNC. They aren't fucking laser bullshit. That's 3-dimensional engraving on those things.
Right.
They're pretty
fucking
sick.
Dude, that's mine's rad. Hold on a second. I'm gonna go grab it.
I got the last 5 of them here. I made the last 5 of them this morning.
I got the winning one over here.
Let me that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I got
the winning one right here.
I got the winning one over here.
I got
right here. See that? Yeah. I'm gonna have that shit shipped to Slamology because I got a flight to Oklahoma on fucking Monday.
Yep. So so then I worked it out, and the most efficient I could get, is I could machine 85 of them at a time, and it took like 16 to 17 hours.
Oh my gosh.
You can't take the parts off the machine. So at the end of the day, I would set it up and I would start the machine running, right? And so it'd be like 3 o'clock, and I'd be like, all right, at like midnight or 1 o'clock, I can start this fucking thing over again, because I'd have to run it twice to make the cuts nice and clean. It was the only way to get them to be perfectly clean. So I would run it, and then I'd go back, I'd fucking show up at the shop at 1 a.m., go inside, spray the fucking lubricant all over the fucking shit, sit there, like unload a whole ass can almost for 85 of those fucking tokens, and start the machine again and be like, see you in the morning, buddy, and just leave the fucking robot in there doing robot shit.
Good luck.
So yeah, and it was fucking endless, and man, and they were in the way of so much shit. It was like, nah, you can't run that shit. I got to start these fucking tokens. And they'd be like, guys don't have any boxes to build. I'm like, well, you fucking snooze, you lose, man. Like, it was, machine time was the fucking commodity. I'm like, you want to run the machine, you better show up at 8 a.m. when this shit finishes, clear this fucking thing for me, and you can run 2 or 3 sheets before we need to fucking be back on these things. And it was a hell of a process. But yes, those the fucking goddamn tokens.
Oh, hey, they're awesome, man. I got number 47 right there when they call that. Did you guys see that? That's the winner right there.
It was so nice, man.
Yeah, they turned out really nice. 459.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't feel like a douchebag if I win it. You know what I mean? I'd be like, oh my god.
Yeah, I literally made all the tokens. Fucking, I built the car. You know what I mean? I'm all fucking. I mean, I built the car. Then I'm like, I win, but you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be like, I feel like a douche, but I'm still gonna drive it, and I'm gonna drive off in it.
Me too. Yeah.
I feel a little bit like a dick because John's my friend, and and got a bunch of my work in it. We're not gonna rig it. You know what I mean? But I'm still
how are they drawing the number? Do you have any idea?
Oh, I get to pick. No, I'm just kidding. The winner is me. Look, cool. Yeah, no, no, I have no fucking idea, actually.
I thought I saw him post something or say something about like a random.org. Like, so he had sent me all the official rules and all that stuff when he first did it, and it's like 100 pages long.
Oh yeah, it's a contract with the gambling commission, the whole thing.
It is, man. And I read so many big contracts every day, man. So I started scrolling through it, but I believe it's on a random organizer, and they're doing like 6 different rounds, and then it eliminates, and then it picks more, and it moves more around. It's the same way that people do the waffles on Facebook. It's just I think it's just a 10 round one, and then they're going to get it all done. Draw number 47. I'm going to drive my GTR home, so it's all good.
See, but when you win, you then need to give it away at Slam.
Yeah, no, that ain't happening.
He's like, nah, bro, I'm keeping that. Sorry.
Well, you can put it up there for a raffle at like $30 a ticket.
He's like, y'all can come look at my GTR and Slam. Congrats.
So Amanda shot that GTR when they first got it done. She shot it for the cover of our magazine. So, John and I, we've got a story. I mean, I thought he was going to kill us one year at CES, that first year that he had bought it, and he brought it out it was a showdown, but it was that one that was out at I don't remember the name of the hotel.
Texas.
Texas. I love that hotel. That was a good time. Those were good years. And then, Yeah, I know. I heard.
It's gone now.
I thought it.
The whole town.
Gone.
Really?
Leveled. Yeah, demolished.
I love those hole-in-the-wall hotels in Vegas, man. Those are the best.
It was great. Yeah, it's a way more cozy.
They can't do it at like the fucking Orleans or something that has those massive, endless parking lots. Isn't the Orleans one that has that? I thought the Excalibur would be a good place too because they have the fucking way the fuck out there.
It's not even really the place; it's just everything around it is the problem. It's like
everything, all those hotel rooms.
Yeah, they got thousands of dollars in hotel rooms being sold a night, tens of thousands, and they, a few complaints. It's just too loud. There's literally nowhere in Las Vegas that will allow me to have the show now.
I liked where we were this year. I thought it was kind of cool, or last year rather, whatever. But yeah.
Yeah, the day ended up getting not available for me basically that weekend of SEMA. So that's why possibly if I'm going to do it again, it's just going to get moved completely away from SEMA. Because if I'm going to possibly be doing the SEMA thing every year,
I think it'd be way fucking better if you did. Because like you look like
I agree. Dude, I hate staying after SEMA, man. I've already been in Vegas. I think I told you that last year. Like I extended my trip by a day, but man, I'm ready to get the hell out of there, dude. I've already been there 7 days, walked, 10, 15 miles a day, ready to get out of there.
I don't even want to go.
I am too. It was mainly just because getting these 10 like amazing rigs to SEMA, they're in Vegas. So, how many Vegas trips are they going to make a year? Pretty much just the one. So that's kind of why we moved it to SEMA.
Some of them couldn't even make that one.
Right. Yeah. So, but now, I think maybe nothing this year with all my personal crap going on, but next year we relaunch and maybe do something big.
Oh yeah, for sure. Now, are you doing the SEMA stuff this year? Or are you working with them again? Have they welcomed you back?
So we started some email back and forth. I don't know if you know about it or not. I'm sure you probably do, but they're doing that Friday night or that Friday car show.
Yeah, Friday and Saturday car show. Yeah,
that's right, Friday and Saturday. So we're possibly going to just be. Yeah, so now instead of SEMA Ignited Friday night, it's like SEMA. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but SEMA Days or SEMA.
Show. And they're bringing in huge entertainers, man. They're bringing in like, I don't know, Miley Cyrus and shit. I don't know who they're bringing in, but bringing in big entertainers. They're going to make a big deal about it.
Yeah,
they're getting into the participant. Rather than just being a convention, now they're going to get into a general public and participant type event as well, which makes sense. Exactly. You got everybody there, but same deal, man. My flight leaves at 8:00 Friday morning. I'm out of there. I'm over it, man. I've been there a week already.
Well, I'll fucking show up Thursday. Fuck it. Like
exactly. Like if they'll let us do that, that's perfect. I mean, we'll just bring a few big rigs for that Friday, Saturday, and have some fun. And then if I'm going to do another show,
did you get any backlash from the show from any of that stuff? Was good?
No, this year.
Last year was perfect. Yeah,
right.
They gave us a great location, and only the first day, which we did play all day, and we were really surprised that nobody said anything. But they did tell us the following day, they were like, okay, now we need to do just like, what they give us, 10 minutes?
10 minutes at the top of every hour. 10 minutes at the top of every hour.
Right. But one thing I
could for every single hour we had, both the Raiden and the Bloodbath, every single fucking time we handled that shit.
Hammering right. One thing they didn't tell us, which I wish they would have, they didn't tell us till the last day. They said that final hour, we could have played all from there basically till show
every day
ends. And so we're like, damn, we missed out. There was like thousands of people walking by the rigs at the end of the day.
Right.
And we weren't playing because we thought we couldn't. But he was like, no, you could. We're like, oh, well, shit. Thanks for letting us now. But
hopefully they'll tie you back in this year and do it again.
I hope so. But I mean, like Bobby, you having a rig there, you got more of the experience than I did because I'm just kind of walking around. You're giving demos. Like, how many people do you think you gave demos to that have never seen anything like that before? I mean, was it
hundreds?
Like the majority of them?
Oh, yeah.
80% of them?
Yeah.
Every time I was standing over there, people were out of their mind.
There were a handful of people that are like, I came here for this. Like, I came here to get in this truck and that truck and those fucking things over there and to see that fucking crazy bike. Like, this is why I'm here. I would not have bothered coming. I'm here for this. And I'm like, fucking cool. And they had seen some big builds, But there were so many people who were like, I've never seen anything fucking like this. I didn't even know this existed. What the fuck is this? I had guys that owned shops that did suspension and all that, and they're like, I didn't realize that beat could be like this. Like, I had no idea. Like, I've never seen anybody blow hair like that. I'm like, a hair trick? That's what it's called? And I'm like, yeah, like they're, hot wife. I'm like, put her in here. Here it goes. And they're like, oh, I'm fucking going crazy. They're filming her and she's giggling, and that was over and over and over again. And it was really good. It was displaying those fucking trucks and those bikes and all that shit. It wasn't for fucking Gately Audio or shitting on them or fucking B2 or Sky High or DC or any of that shit or fucking Limitless. It was for car audio. It was for this whole fucking community. Right. And it would from people that were like, I'm just checking out SEMA and going, holy fuck, this is super cool. And we're like, this thing's like a roller coaster. And then to people that are like, I own a shop and I do custom suspension and I should do this shit too in my shop. It's a really high-end shop. I got really cool customers. We work on boats and trucks, and I got a bunch of badass technicians, and they're showing me the stuff they build, and they're doing interiors, and I'm like, you don't know you could do shit like this? And they're like, no, not like this. Like some bullshit, and it's usually pretty shitty, and I'm like, call me up, man. Like, we'll get you set up. We'll help you. I'll be your fucking tech support. If you're selling my product, I'm your fucking guy. We have a full-on install bay. I got 4 fucking super badass technicians doing installs. If it's beyond what the fuck I'm talking, I'll put you on the phone with them. They'll help you figure it out. We can do this shit. And I feel like that was great for the car audio community. Me and Steve have talked about this several times. I mean, yeah, it's pretty goddamn good for Gately Audio, but only because it's so good for car audio. And it set an example. There's fucking guys that are installers that are coming through and they're like, oh my God, you guys are a fucking huge inspiration for what we do. And we hold our quality standards to a higher level because the shit that we see guys like you and the 5-star guys and Steve Mead, and it's like, shit, man, this is really cool. And they're like, it's so amazing. The guys that are kind of in car audio or they're in it, we're like, this is so fucking awesome to see you guys here doing this. We got that over and over and over again from people that are in the industry. They're like, you guys are the fucking great. We're so proud of you. We're so happy that you're doing this and you have this opportunity and you guys are doing such a great job being ambassadors to our whole shit, And
oh, it was awesome.
Yeah,
I thought it was cool. I was there every day. It was amazing.
Yeah, we took that shit seriously. We worked fucking really hard. Me and Allison, we fucking demoed every minute, every single opportunity we had to demo those fucking vehicles. We spent every bit we could. And we didn't push it. We didn't break rules. We didn't want to piss anybody off. The fucking, the SEMA guy, gosh, I wouldn't remember what his name is. It was Paul. Paul, he was great. The big tall dude, right? Super nice. The Louisiana accent dude.
Yeah.
I fucking love that dude. He was great. He was so nice to us. And he was like, come over to the burn yard. I'll put you in the VIP section. We get to do all that stuff. That was like really cool. And, but yeah. It was a really good experience this year. I really hope that we can do something like that again. And if they have a car show event thing there, who knows? Maybe
I'm trying to talk to them basically to see like how much of that car show, like, can I, if they do say yes, like how many cars can I bring? Maybe 20 or 30 badass car audio vehicles will want to come just for the weekend. I mean, it could be a possibility, so
I'll bring you a half a dozen solid. No problem. John probably's got a half a dozen of them. And I know Drew's whole crew probably got close to that as well.
I was just about to say, I'll have a nice loud, ready to go.
Yeah, fucking A.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing behind that was for Steve. I would say the whole thing behind the SEMA thing was for the car audio community. Had nothing to do with anybody's brand that came. Not even mine.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. It was
literally just like to grow. My brand will grow if the car audio community grows.
That's right.
So it's
right.
A rising tide lifts all ships.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah. And that all goes back to the Slamology thing, man. It's like I said, it takes everybody to do that, man. And that's the whole community. they have to chip in on it, and that's kind of the same deal with SEMA anywhere else. As long as everybody's chipping in, man, we'll keep partying.
But that's why people ask me how I feel about other people who design boxes and do all that. Like, man, how do you feel about people getting into it? I'll do it. The more normal it is, the more people that know about it, the more business there is.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you're not doing a well enough job to retain your customer base, then you're not doing that great of a fucking job. The biggest issue in car audio is not that the market is saturated with car audio. The market's not big enough because there's so many people making super shit products and so many shops doing super shitty work. I've met so many people. I've had customers that are like, yeah, don't refer me to any shops. If you guys won't do my install, I won't get audio because I don't want my car to get fucked up. I'm not rolling the fucking dice.
I mean, that's
and I'm like,
that's true.
Okay. Yep. I mean, I've had guys with show trucks, super badass, immaculate badass. This guy came in and was like, I know you can fix my fucking lights. This dude wired my shit up, charged me a shitload of money, and he's about to melt my fucking truck down. This shit was on fire. His lights were all fucked up. And he's can you rewire the shit and make it right? I'm like, yeah. And I rewired his whole light system. And I was like, dude, this thing's a beautiful truck. It was a badass show truck. We should do some audio in this thing. He's like, I said I would never do it again. And he had like everything done to this truck. It had custom interior, massive lift, lights, and fucking light bar, and fucking airbrush paint, and all this wild ass shit, and deleted, and giant turbo, and the whole fucking $250,000. He's like, I ain't putting audio in it because I'm not getting it fucking ruined. And I'm like, I won't ruin your shit.
That's not. I mean, I have a friend of mine with a amazing bag truck, super beautiful, and he's very just. No, I'm good on that. I'm like, bro, you cut your frame in half. Yeah. Then you got rid of most of it. I was like, we could do an audio build. He's like, nah, all the stuff that in the past. I'm like, dude, you were like 21. You had $7. You have more than $7 now. Come on. I'm like, I'll only use a few butt connectors, dude. Come on, jeez.
Right. There's a huge disconnect sometimes between car audio and the custom car guys, and we've really I've tried hard over all 20 years to bring those together because I started in car audio. Should be. Right. Well, they should be, and when you look at John's new build, hell, half the builds that are out on the street, man, big audio, that's where it's at. It's a bag truck isn't. They're cool and custom paint and all that stuff, but they're not as cool as they are when they have a huge system.
But you can always tell
the audio system's the only piece of the fucking build that you can actually enjoy.
Right. I've always said with all our show trucks. Right. Yeah. We paint the fun out of our cars, man. And as stupid as that sounds, I've got a truck that I've built in '95. It was on the cover of Mini Truckin', and man, it sits in my freaking garage. I bring it out twice a year. It sat in the kicker booth last year for 3 hours till they said, hey, it's going to rain. I run out like a little girl, jump in my truck and move it inside. And then I brought it out for a little bit on Sunday. It sat there during the award ceremony, but we paint the fun out of them. Now my truck, even for back in the day for the 90s, it had 310s in it and a bunch of amps and stuff. So it was a little bit ahead of its time, but it wasn't a bass machine by any means. I took 415s out of it before we put the 310s in when I did the full hot rod interior.
That's enough.
Right.
You can always tell whenever you get a shop that can do both. Like Bobby's shop, they can do. They turn out some whole builds like the Raven truck. Them MTI.
What truck is it that you had out of Surf?
The Raven.
Yeah, that thing is just unbelievable. Wait till
you see it now. There's some wild shit going down. We're going up there to Sky High to work on it a little bit with the guys from Sky High. We got, they put all new suspension on it. It's got an any level lift on it. So I'm doing all new suspension links, custom grill, tailgate overlay panel, all of it with acrylic and lights and epoxy resin.
Is it going to be at the barbecue? Is it going to be at the barbecue?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
It's kind of already there actually.
Cool. I'll see you Friday. Right.
Yeah, and then the Soulgasm, my man Byron right here, he's kind of right outside the picture. There's his big old hand. His truck is operational, and we're adding fancy goodies to that thing. It is loud. We got 1215s and 7,000 watt amplifiers running that shit, and she's a beast, man. Lots of steel cage and yeah.
I can't wait.
That's why any of those either of those coming to Slam.
Yeah, that's going to Slam, and then we also just did one that's a lot of fun. This little B4000 Mazda we call Slam Halen, and the customer was like, "Man, I'd love to get that thing to Slamology." I'm like, "Oh, we would love to have it there. Let's do it. You can come with us. We got room in the house for you and everything." And then he looked at the dates and he went, "Oh shit, I have a family event that weekend, but I'll ship it out there for you. Just let me know what it costs. You guys handle it." And I'm like,
that's the best customer to have,
I just
man.
gotta
That's perfect.
yeah, I fucking love him. He's
you can park that in our booth if you want for a day.
Yeah, if you want to have something but you just gotta have somebody to operate it. I want an operator, and their job is to give demos on that thing all fucking day. But he just
then you don't want it in the vendor area
ripping the
because
metal.
They don't let you do that.
Yeah, I will bring somebody that does that. I won't just be like, "Hey, bro, do you want to blow this truck up?" No, I'm not gonna fucking do that shit.
No, but I'm saying then it can't be in the booth, because if you want it to play all day in the vendor area, how much time is it, Donnie? It's like 30 minutes every
30 minutes. So on Saturday it's like at 11 to 4 and 6 o'clock, I believe, that you can just rip the knob off, and everybody's there to do business. I mean, well, like Drew, like he said, he's not really pushing his business there, but I mean, if you're there trying to
push, but I'm also trying.
We're definitely there trying to do business. 100%.
Well, right.
It's like, I'm not really trying.
Well, I just sit up. I have to sit up.
Like inside of his beard, he's like, "Hey guys, so I want to let you know."
No, I mean you're there doing business, but you're showing off your abilities. I mean you're kind of devil in the details with your work. So it's your booth's a demo booth, but it's kind of located in a good spot too. So it's not around a bunch of guys that are selling
best
parts.
Spot. It's the best spot. Yeah. It's very, very strategic.
Right.
Asking to be by kicker, and it's not for what you think. Most people think it's to be by kicker a little bit, but it's because I know kicker won't let stunt walls face them. That's all it is. Right. And I don't got to listen to it. That's the only reason.
Right. And half those stunt walls this year are going out to the demo area anyway. So it's going to be, we're going to line them down. I mean, we've got so many vendors. We've started working on the floor plan. Like I said, I've been so busy with t-shirts and banners and stage banners and contracts and working on, radio ads, TV ads, all that stuff, that we haven't really started like hardcore working on it. Now our sponsors, they get to pick their spots, obviously. So I've been through that with most of those guys, but oh my gosh, man, I don't know where we're going to put half these people. I mean, I told 2 people today, just no, we're full. Cause we're almost double of what we had last year. So it's crazy.
Jeez. Wow. Yeah. We've had some really good spots the past few years. The one we had last year, hoping to get that same spot again. That's down on that bottom corner, like right where the, what is it?
Right. You were next to American Base last year, weren't you? Were you down there by Bob and all
that? We had the very last booth. So kind of gave us that little corner. And if we have that again, I think
Luch was on the end, right? So
he was right behind us. So he was facing the bathrooms, and then we were facing the grass.
Oh,
right?
okay.
And then what's that? The cruiseway. The cruiseway goes right past us and then takes a left.
Right,
so we were on the cruiseway side. So I was thinking maybe if we get that same spot and to do something with the Deadliest demo, with our judges going around Saturday, they basically kind of rounded up to a top 6, 8 or so. And then maybe on Sunday we could have those, however many they run it down to, say call it a top 10, maybe come down like in front of our booth.
I hate to break your
grass area.
I hate to break your heart. We had a sponsor grab that spot, man. I hate to break your heart.
No.
We'll get you in a good spot though, man. I'll make sure you take care of. We always do. I mean, you guys bring a cool element to the show.
Well, if it faces the cruiseway, that works best for us. But
yeah, I mean, they all do. There's not a bad spot in the house. It's
right. I'm just trying to think for the Deadliest demo people. Like because usually you keep that grass all open right in front of on the other side of the cruiseway. So if it is open, I mean, like you said, you have double the vendors. So I don't know. Maybe you're going to use all that space this year, which
I don't
makes
know.
sense.
That's next week's problem, man. I'll deal with that when I get
that's
back.
A lot.
Right.
Barbecue.
You're like,
140
that's
vendors.
future me's issue.
Yeah. Well, we'll figure it out.
Crazy. Well, and you got to think, man, that's, I mean, they're not all car audio vendors. So we're going to have vendors going all the way to the stage. And you got, I mean, local guys, t-shirt companies. I mean, there's so many people that do so much stuff. I mean, on a local standpoint, I mean, that's our local vendors. We're over 40 local vendors, and that's just guys that own shops and do different stuff. Something cool we did do this year is we're working with a import company, man, and we're going to do a two-step challenge right before we do the full tilt demo. So this is the Motor City, man. So there'll be some pretty gnarly two-step stuff going on out there too, which is new to us, to have some type of motor something going on, because we haven't done that in the past. I mean, it's always been.
How do they judge that? Is it just like,
dude? I have no
preference. Okay.
They say it's like crowd participation. Basically, it's gonna be an MC and then kind of cheer for what it is. There's a local Mustang guy here, man, and I guess he sweeps all of them. I'm waiting on videos of him actually today, so I can load a bunch of that stuff online next week, and we'll start kind of showing that off as well.
And that's going to be in the track area.
Yeah, it's going to be at 2 o'clock. So at 2 o'clock, it'll be at the main grandstands will be the two-step contest, and then at 3 o'clock is the full tilt demo, and then at 4 o'clock the hydraulic start. So it's
what's the full tilt demo? You want to explain that more, since we have mostly car audio people. What goes on there?
Okay, so it's all those walls that you love to hate.
The stunt wall.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody every year, man, we invite like 10 or 11 of those stunt walls, and they come and they park in front of the grandstands, and then people sit in the grandstands, and we have an MC, and we say, like, I mean, a good example, John won it last year with the van. The van was
I'm not surprised,
man. Yeah, it was.
Okay.
It was unbelievable. But he was competing against the guys from McLaren and the Terra Amps guys and the DS18 guys. I mean, they had a DS18 van, but there was another Suburban from DS18 that came over there. I think there were 6 or 7 of them last year.
Okay.
And they did it this year. We have a sponsor for it. It's Char or Chair Audio. I don't know how to say it. It's an overseas company.
Chiari.
Yeah, I say I need help with it, because I'm gonna have to make that call, because we have to have them in our radio ads. Their sponsorship's part of in the radio ads, so we got to know how to pronounce it. But they sponsored that section of the show, so they with their sponsorship, with their sponsorship, it gives us a little bit more money to market that. So it'll be heavily marketed here over the next few weeks.
Good stuff.
I hope with Chiari and BNC, I guess not BNC directly, but BNC Group getting involved with the car audio, I hope it makes these stunt walls sound better. That between that and proper tuning, which I hope I can help with.
Right. Why? Yeah. I say I think tuning is a big thing with a lot of those guys. That's we've got a few guys here locally they're building. Jamie Willoughby. I don't know if you guys know Jamie or not. He kind of debuted his van at the Indianapolis World of Wheels. He does a lot of work with dropping hertz. So he man, he's a local guy, and he's like totally not in the industry, nothing, man. He's got $100,000 minivan build, and it is unbelievable. So Jesus. I know they've been working on some tuning type stuff, but Drew, like he's like a perfect candidate for you to say, hey man, let me help tune your system and get it a little bit better.
I'm definitely
just with your tuning expertise. I mean, I watch you guys. I don't normally watch you guys live because it's freaking 10 o'clock at night here already, but I always stream you on one of my monitors the next day at work. So, I mean, I'm kind of keeping an eye on what you guys are doing, man. I'm big fans. I always have been.
We're trying.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. How many, I guess just overall people come to Slam, including all the, the vendors,
so like how many people are on property?
Yeah.
So on Saturday, about 35,000 people are on property.
Wow.
We do about 20,000 through the spectator gate, and then figure, another 15,000 between the cars and families and people and participants and sponsors and vendors and, all the bands. I mean, that's something we haven't even touched on yet, is like our main stage. I mean, our music festival, I know you guys probably don't make it up there, but I mean, our music festival is out of control, and it's all local Indiana music. So this year for our 20th year anniversary, we're having Hosier come back. His name's Chris Hosier.
Yeah.
So Chris is
Hosier?
like Chris Hosier, like country rapper Chris Hosier. Played with, I don't know.
Okay, not the one I was thinking of, though. Okay.
No, no. So these are all Indiana guys, but he has 70 million plays this month on Spotify. He's a Billboard rapper. He's a country rapper, Billboard artist rapper. But he started his career at Slamology. We were one of the first places he ever played live. So it's cool. So he's kind of helped us get all the way through his career. So there'll be 4,000 or 5,000 people at the main stage, listening to him before we go into the bikini contest. The bikini contest is packed, man. That's we give away $1,000 to the girls, and Don't Drive Naked is our sponsor there, and it's amazing, man. You guys, I know that part of the day, you guys are all base head out, man, but you need to come and check out the rest of the show because there's so much more you're not seeing. And I know it's it's a quarter mile away from where you're at.
I almost. Me and the wife were going back and forth for about a month. I was like, man, what if we don't do a booth? What if I should go just enjoy the show? I was like, I've never been to Slam and not done a booth. She's like, yeah, but Slam. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Yeah,
as you know, I'm doing a booth.
Right. That's like Budweiser not running Super Bowl commercials, man. It's just kind of something you got to do, and you see the benefits of doing the booth. I mean, with you, you're spreading your word, and you know what you have going on, and you kind of have that VIP parking, so people know where to find you.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun regardless. I'm not sure who's winning the bikini contest, but I just know that's a man.
Say what?
I wonder who that is.
80 million streams on Spotify. I went ahead and Googled him. I'm gonna take a listen in a little bit.
Yeah, so go to, I think it's HosierMusic.com, or Rob's on here now. Post up his website, man, and that's he's got some pretty good songs, man. He's been with us a long time, man, and it's so our main stage is just all Indiana musicians, and it's everything from, man, Saturday morning, I think we started off with 2 different EDM DJs. I mean, it just starts early in the morning and keeps going. And by the time you make it to the car audio area, but you get up around you get past Cabe and all those guys going north up the vendor row there. Once you make it to the gauge booth, the stage kind of takes over for the car audio part, man, and it's just a Sunday car show from that point.
And that Friday night party thing that you're gonna have first, I think you mentioned that, but you have live music or DJ or something.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna have a DJ set up, and then most of those builds that the Davis brothers do, they're full. I mean, they're full of audio. I don't know if you guys realize that or not, but one of the trucks that was there last year, it had 15 JL 12s under the bed of the semi truck. I mean,
I heard about it. I didn't get a chance to see it.
Yeah, they're crazy, and they're kind of SQ builds. And Drew, that's another industry you could probably touch into to say, hey, let me help tune this for you guys so it sounds at its best. Because, right, I mean, they're good. They're just
and those guys are not scared to spend money on those trucks. Good night.
So last year we had 7 trucks out there that were all worth over $1 million. Right. Wow. And this year we've already got like 16 trucks pre-registered. So when we do the glow off thing, man, it's huge. And we had a couple trucks last year not show up. One of the guys that comes every year, and he works for one of the manufacturers, he actually died in his truck on the way to Slamology. He called his wife.
What?
Yeah, he was having chest pains. He called his wife, and he's like, I don't feel good. I'm going to pull over here to the side of the road. And then she just heard the phone drop, and she called 911. They pegged his phone and found him on the road, and they got to his truck, and he was, had a massive heart attack and passed away. And I mean, at least he got stopped, man, because that'd be $1 million rig smoking. I mean, he probably could have killed 10 or 15 people easily.
Still, that's terrible. But yeah, it definitely could have been worse.
Yeah, no, it could have definitely been terrible. So a lot of those drivers on their way to Slamology just went to his wife and his family.
Are these builds like, where's all the audio? It's all inside the cab, or?
So it's inside the cab, and then some of them are even underneath on the bed of the actual semis. So in the trailer of the semi.
Okay.
It's wild. You got to make it. Well, you'll obviously Friday night. That's kind of what Friday night's about. It give you guys a night to not have to worry about your own stuff. Come over and enjoy the show and party, and
No, it's going to be perfect because it'll be after we set up, and then we'll just be there.
Maybe and it's going to be from 6:30 to 9. So, and it's completely free. It's open to everybody. It's open to the entire community.
Good stuff. Yeah, I mean, Friday is usually the day where a lot of the vendors are able to kind of walk around and get demos of the other vendor cars because most of us have no other time. So Friday's always like a good. It's a fun day for vendors. But now with this, it's even better.
Right. Well, it gives you guys a reason to come over to check out the semis and kind of be there as long as the weather's good.
Yeah, if the weather's good, it just lets us like enjoy the show for a day.
Oh, for sure.
Can I bring the Raiden into that glow off thing? The thing has literally got lights everywhere.
Yes. Yeah. Cool. No, you're on my list of people to talk to, man. That's we're gonna handpick a few vehicles to be in there. Now, obviously, you can't sit in there and demo all night, but that's you'll be able to do that all day Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'll roll that thing through, or Jim, the owner of it, he'll be there, and like that thing's going home shortly after the barbecue, and then Jim will be bringing it from New York from its home to the to Slam.
Oh, that's awesome. No, that's good. Yeah, no, I would love to have that. That's why I was asking if it's going to be at the barbecue or where it's at, because
it is so far beyond where you've seen it.
Oh, so yeah, the last time I saw it was SEMA. So
I'm back.
I saw it at Surf, and then I saw it at SEMA.
So yeah, the fancy grill's got a couple of upgrades. It's got a tailgate piece going on it, and all new suspension and 30-inch wheels, and we redid the whole roof of the truck, and we put some fancy components around the roof brace to kind of hide some of the less than aesthetically pleasing portions of it. So it's fucking outrageous, man. It's a wild truck. So
yeah, I can't wait to see. I'll see it this weekend. So I'm excited. I'm ready for a break, man. I need it. I'm over Indiana for the moment.
Yeah, so the Sky High Barbecue, I'm usually kind of working my ass off. It's kind of the big Gately Audio fucking show because all the fucking builds end up there, and I'm working my butt off. I'm running around, I'm demoing vehicles, I'm checking people's stuff out. People are like, I brought my car here. Can you measure it and look at this thing and tell me what? And I'm like, fuck, okay, here we go. And we're doing all that stuff. And sometimes we have meetings with some of our dealers and distributor people and working with John and things of that nature happen. And that's kind of, it's the barbecue is kind of my work my ass off show. A few years ago, I just was like, I'm just going to demo all day in the Green Monster. And it was like things were not happening that should have been happening. And I was just drinking and doing demos all day. And I was like, that was fun. And it was like, yeah, you kind of didn't do a bunch of shit that people hoped you would do. I was like, oh.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes you got to
I'll do all that shit tomorrow then. So then the next day I was like, I'm not playing that today. I get like somebody else play it. Here, fucking head unit. Play that.
Right. The last barbecue I was at, man, you sat in that Tahoe and just beat it up all day, man. That's one of my goals was to get to meet you there, man. And I met you like after your head had been rattled all day, man. And I was like,
well, man, you know those like,
and we all went to dinner, man. But you were on the other side of the room.
Oh yeah,
100 of us at the barbecue place.
Yeah.
That's I'm super fortunate that if I want to leave the booth for the day, I can because Brandy is an all-star. She doesn't need me at all.
she's got it, man. That's until this year, I'd never even talked to you.
I know, not once.
And I probably just got anxious, man. Like I said, we're just getting so overwhelmed with people, man. I was just like,
no, trust me.
I'm gonna make sure our people that have been coming are gonna get taken care of first before we start turning them.
And it's one of those things like I wasn't even thinking about it because I never had to think about it. And then because we got a lot going on, I wasn't even thinking about new stuff.
Oh yeah,
but now
one of these years,
a little bit about doing a vendor booth somewhere, but I'm like, man, I don't want to fucking shoot a bunch of boxes out there because people aren't wanting to fucking walk off with boxes on their shoulders. I don't think. I just think.
They do, man. That's if you do the amount of money people were selling out there, man, it'd blow your mind. Yes, well, you're good friends with John, man. Just talk to him.
Just have John do it. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, right.
yeah. I mean, like, yeah, but then John's like, John is like, I brought out some boxes, and he brings them out. He usually doesn't fucking sell them too much.
So tell John he needs to get a big rig, a bigger rig.
I mean, because they are kind of specific to a vehicle, right? So it's almost kind of hard.
I mean, not all of them, but many of them are. I mean, like people be like, do you have this size one? And it's like, if you brought one of every box, the whole fucking rig would be full.
Right, right.
Boxes, right?
Right. No, that's what I say. What you do is a little weird, man.
But they will have our subwoofers and amplifiers, and they've had a little bit of our subwoofers, but we didn't have 12-inch subwoofers last year. Now we do. And now we have a bunch more 6.5s and 8s, and now we have amplifiers. So that shit will all be available at Sky High. So there's that. So maybe at some point,
right?
Maybe next year, I'll have a booth.
Yeah.
But I don't want to sit in a booth. I want to fucking go and be a Deadliest demo judge. I feel like that does a lot of good for Gately Audio, is me going around getting demos and experiencing things. Shit, I learned stuff. Some of these guys, I get in their build and I'm like, this is fucking cool. I'm like,
well, also, Bobby, like,
build, what'd you do? And I'm like, I notice things that I can experience.
I think for you, Bobby, like, by you going around and doing that, these people that have these huge builds, they all have friends that want a little beat in their car, and their friends can be like, dude, I just want to get a box for my truck or a box for this. Who should I get? They're like, Bobby Gately. Just buy that box. It might be a little more, but it's worth it. Like that probably
You're right.
happens
more often. That's why I used to have car audio shows at my shop, and the process was identical to that. It was, I don't usually do any work for any of these guys. They all work on their own shit. They might hit me up like Ben Barnett, Ruthless Audio with the hearse, when he was doing his first build in his Ram truck that he bought to do a building, he called me up and he was like, how would you sound deaden this fucking thing? And I was like, I would fucking glue a bunch of wood into it, and then I would sand and prep the whole inside, and I would have somebody bedliner the shit out of the whole interior. Like tell them you want the bedliner to be at least a 1/2 inch thick over every inch of the whole fucking interior of the truck. And he stripped the whole inside of it. He did exactly what I said. It worked really fucking good, but it was really expensive. But
and heavy.
So anyway, the car audio guys, the local community, I wouldn't work on shit for any of those competitors. I mean, very seldom I do a little something for one of them, but often it'd be like, I work with this dude and he's got one of those crazy fucking things that you guys build. And I was asking about my beat and what I should do to my fucking nice new brand new truck over here. And he said, you make these cool boxes. Yep. And having shows and sponsoring shows local to here and showing up to them and showing off my daily driver, really high end builds and that is what created that right here local movement. And Steve is absolutely right. Doing what I do at the shows and having the guys, they're like, well, if you want to make it easy and awesome, like you won't be doing anything wrong. You're gonna spend a couple bucks, but you can order this box to make just for your truck. And I can't imagine finding a way to make it fucking louder or sound better than that.
I do that constantly. I'm like the box guy out here, but I'm like, no, but no, get a Gately box.
Yeah. And there's ones that are like, he doesn't have anything perfect for your application. Let me design you one and you can fucking build it. Or you could even have him build that shit. So
Man, Bobby builds my designs all the time.
How soon do you need that box built for the fucking Nitro?
The Nitro? We got forever. Not forever, but a while. It's the doors that are going to be the fun part on the Nitro. Well, Nitro's going to be built in steel cage, so.
What was the no wall box that you were?
Nick's Volkswagen. We need that. We need that done like tomorrow.
I mean, we could probably build it next week.
Yeah, need it like super duper fast. We actually got a local guy who's getting me. I think he's gonna take care of it for me.
Cool.
But actually, one of your friends reached out. Well, not one of your friends, but a representative from Audio Dynamics reached out to me.
Oh, cool.
About doing a rather large build And he's like, look, we're coming out with this new equipment. We want to do something. I'm like, well, I don't have anything we can wall. But I said, my wife has been needing a system, and she's down for it. I'm like, we can do like 4 of your new beefy 12s on a 12K in a Gately box. I know that you and Aaron are friends. I'm like, that would just make sense.
Yeah.
So as soon as you get 4 of their new 12s, we'll dive into it most likely, and once we figure out if they're gonna total Brainage Explorer or not, we'll see.
If they're gonna what?
Total her Explorer.
Oh no.
Yeah, if they do, it'll be okay. It won't hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
So hey, there's a few things I wanted to share with you guys about the Soulgasm. It's like kind of fun facts about it. Remember what was it? Was it last week or the week before? The guy was asking about his amplifier that he's running in slave mode because his RCA signal inputs were broken, and I was like, "Holy fuck!" I'm like, "I'm sorry, your amp's kind of broken, but it's also you're brilliant, and what you're doing is brilliant." That's how we have all the amps in the Soulgasm. We just switch them all to slave mode. It fucking bypasses the whole input section of the amplifier, and the gains do nothing, and all the other controls do nothing. So you're auto gain matched if you're in slave mode and you just put the signal in.
Now it is turned up. It is turned up. Like the gain is like
but those amps better have a really good tolerance. I mean,
the gain is up.
Your amps don't, but if you do that, your amps better be really close together.
So this is a
we've been checking everything, and it seems pretty fucking legit.
So this is an
SAZ. I'm just saying, like with the kicker ones, they all lit up within 1% or 2 of each other.
So you're showing me this. You did some testing on this, Drew.
Yeah. So I sent this to you.
You did? I mean, did you send it to Colt and not me?
No, I sent it to you.
Oh well, fuck! I didn't read it. I'm sorry.
Anyway, yeah, I did testing. So this is a SAZ 1500. There's no slave switch, but there's different RCAs.
Right.
There. And this is red is the slave RCA, and that's the signal that I was getting out the amp. And then green was the normal RCA. I don't remember. I think the gain was all the way up on the normal.
So you got a little more signal out of the slave.
In this, how this was, yeah.
Oh, another fun fact that I fucking wanted to say is the Soulgasm doesn't have even the slightest fucking peep of engine noise at all.
Nice.
Praise our savior, JL Audio.
JL, that fucking amplifier we're using as a DSP that's so far we're super duper happy with it. Colt, I asked Colt, I'm like, hey, can you switch the polarity on the outputs of 3 of these, or the inputs into 3 of these amplifiers, so that we're not breaking this windshield anymore and pissing off our whole fucking neighborhood to break in these subs. And he's like standing there with a computer, and he's like beep and bop, and he's like, okay, good, you're done. Close the fucking thing on. I'm like, that was fucking less than 30 seconds for you to do all of that shit. And he's like, oh, as soon as I plug it in, the shit starts talking, the shit comes up, and it is like, I'm like, oh man, that is
they're using an MVI.
MVI.
The Marine amps have more RCA outputs than the VXI amps. The VXI is limited to 2 RCAs.
So Bobby, let me ask you before we get too far away from the way you set those amps. Okay, they're all of them are in slave mode, right? All 6
of them in slave mode. So the JL is the master.
So the JL, and you have it's 6 channels of RCA.
I have 6 outputs,
they're all
1 to each amp, so that we can, when we are ready, to phase align with some assistance from Drew and Matt to make sure that we don't play watch me fuck this up.
Well, how did you still set the gain from the JL with a scope, or like how do you know if the amps are clipping or not? How'd you do all that? I didn't do that.
It's just not turned up enough, I bet, for one. But
yeah, we're not quite there. But I think Colt was checking the back on all of them.
Yeah.
So basically, what you'll do is you're going to turn it up from the VXI,
from the JL,
MXI, and it's going to turn them all up the same.
Yep.
Just like how I was running the Q amp with all the kickers.
Yep.
That's
same.
awesome.
Yep. And you can
do
that's individual.
A fun thing. No engine noise, and then here's a fabrication process for the floors of vehicles that some of these guys might want to implement. As soon as we started playing the Soulgasm, even with the doors wide open, the floor was fucking buzzing and flexing violently, like under my feet, so much that like my flip-flop was like mushing around under my foot, and like it was fucking super uncomfortable. It hurt my feet. I felt I was gonna break bones in my fucking feet. I swear to fucking God. It was rough. I was like, this is fucking awful. And we're not, and it's like on first turn on, 3 minutes of playtime, not on just battery power and no clip light and fucking like we're just testing. And it was like, this is not good. This is going to be bad for this fucking floor. So what I decided I would have the guys do is take a piece of like 1-inch ply, and I had them cut these really nice shapes that fit the relatively flat sections of the floor in front of the seats and behind the seats on each side. So 4 components. And then I had them cover the floor in tinfoil, and then mix about a half a gallon of fiberglass reinforced body filler. Oh, and also take the piece of wood and drill, like perforate like 30 holes into each one with a unibit from each side. So the holes are kind of conical shaped up and down. Sand these things with 40 grit, half gallon of fiber, all fucking fiberglass reinforced body fill. Splat these things down onto the floor, press them in place really snug, put another piece of tin foil, put a big fucking heavy spool of sky high fucking 4-aught. Let that fiberglass reinforced body filler go all the way through its heat cycle. Don't pop it apart when it's still warm. You got to let body filler reach all the way back to fucking ambient temperature. Pull that shit apart, peel the fucking foil off, sand the components a little bit, and then put 2 full tubes of PL3X, and then put the component back in, put the big heavy fucking thing back on it. Now, this fucking undulated, wild ass shaped floor sections, these vehicles that you can't glue a flat component down to the same way you can the roof, right? And it's fucking solid.
Hell yeah,
worked
dude.
out extremely well. So
Nice.
Hell yeah.
That's my new little trick to do something. And this whole process was 2.5 hours roughly. And then they put a fucking spools of 4-aught and the fucking 300-foot spool of 1-aught on the back one and a big ass sub, and then they pushed the fucking Soulgasm inside for the night. And the next day we pulled that shit apart and they cleaned up around the edges, sanded it, and then they covered the whole fucking floor in the sundown deadener, like all the way up the fucking firewall, tucking that shit in. And they're like spraying water on shit and then shooting the fire in there. I'm like, dude, you're gonna make this thing on fire. But anyway, yeah, it was fun.
It'll be all right.
I can't wait to hear that.
Fabrication process that we developed to reinforce the shit out of the floor worked really, really well. And yeah, we're having fun with this thing.
Donnie, you've been to a couple of the barbecues, haven't you?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah, I think this will be this is only my second barbecue. Yeah, so the last time I went couple years ago. Yeah, it'll be wild. I'm excited to see the new facility.
Me too. I think it's going to be big. There's a lot of people from Southern California and here from Vegas that basically never go that are going this year. I mean, I don't know if it was the GTR thing or what, but there's going to be a lot of big builds up there for sure. The guy that won Deadliest Demo or Best Demo at the Showdown is going to be there, so get a nice demo of that. Yeah, no, this one right here is going to win.
No, I say right here, about number 47.
459. Well, we got 2 tokens, so hopefully 459 or 409 wins. I'll be happy.
Yeah, no, I'm good, man. I just bought one, and I figured that's it only takes one to win. I'm not a big gambler, man. I gamble every day.
I'm not doing it. Like
right, every day I unlock a door, man. I gamble everything that I own. So we just continue to keep gambling that way.
Yep. I think at Vegas for SEMA, I gambled twice. Once with Brandon Sparks from Sundown at 3 a.m. on a craps table.
Now, yes, and now Brandon and I have
lost $100 immediately. I was like, I'm done with this.
Brandon and I every year, man, we have like a 10-hour craps marathon, man. It gets pretty retarded pretty quick. That's my weakness, man. But I can't play like in Indiana, dude. Our casinos suck, man. Like it's $25 minimum bet on everything at craps here, man. So you got 500 out on the table every time. I don't play that game.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it is here now on the strip. Like you can't find a table less than that. So I like to play craps too, and I just pretty much can't do it on the strip at all anymore when my friends come down.
Bro, it's super crappy to lose your money. Yeah.
Dude, because I mean, yeah, you like to win money in craps, you got to put your money out there. You know, like Donnie said, a $25 table, you got to have at least 300 on the table, basically for, before somebody craps.
You're not even covering the hardways at $300. I mean, your hardways at $1.
Yeah, you're just hoping to hit enough numbers to cover when it craps out, with the limits that high. It seems like, at least for me. What are we looking at here? Okay, that's the floor.
That's them when they were in the middle of the process after they shaped the body filler on the tinfoil. And so then shortly after this, we were able to pop those 4 components out. That's Colt on the right and Tyson there on the left. And pulled those components out. And Colt looks like he's having a seizure or something.
Colt has got to be tired.
Oh, dude. I mean, he's getting 10 hours most days, so he's doing all right. He's pretty reasonable. It's just I've been here 18 fucking hours most of the days.
I've been really doing my best. Obviously, I don't cut off communication or any of that, but I've been trying to stop work around like 8 or 9 and just do that's why I've been posting a lot of updates to the shop and stuff, because I've been not working till 1 a.m. every night. I'm like, no, I need to do something else.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been a few days where I was like, I could go home now and get here real early, or I could stay here for 2 to 3 more hours and finish this shit and try to sleep in. And then I'll stay, and then I'll wake up at 4 a.m. and I'll be like, man, I still better just get my ass there.
And that's
just go anyway. And a lot of times I'm real glad that I got here. And there's been a few days where I was like, I need my sleep, and I sleep a little bit, and I show up at 7 or 8 a.m. and I'm like, fuck.
Dude,
so drink, man.
Worst. It's like the days where you wake up, you're like, I remember it's like, especially our last bed, I was having bad bed issues. I wake up like 4 and be like, okay, if I'm awake at 4:45, I'm just gonna get up. I may have only gotten 3 hours of sleep, but apparently that's all my body says that I'm going to get tonight. And those days, boy, you get so much done that the day you sleep in until 8, you're like, oh, day's over. Might as well just stay in bed.
Yeah.
That's gonna be tomorrow for me. I need to.
Steve wakes up at noon every day, right? That's
no, like today, because my actual when I do work is at a golf course, so I had to be there at 6:30 today. But I was out of there at 11, so like to be done with your day by 11 it's pretty dope.
Yeah,
right. And you caddy, right? Isn't that what you do? Is you caddy at? Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean,
it's cool during the spring and fall. Summer.
There are some days when sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. Yeah.
There are some days where I'll sleep until like 10, 11, wake up like, oh, the day's actually over now. Okay, cool. But like tomorrow, I already know I have so much to do. I'm just gonna get up at 5 and just start. If I go to bed, I might just stay up.
I'm the
going
same way.
To Sky High tomorrow to work on the Raiden truck with the guys from Sky High, and then we'll come back down tomorrow afternoon.
Steve will be there.
And then we will. Nope, Steve changed his thing because he doesn't want to wait for me at the shop just in case I lag. So I
know how it's going to be. If you're going to go up to Sky High to work on the truck, you'll end up being there probably longer than you think.
I hope not. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I ain't arguing with you. It's all good.
Nah, chill out. That's too long. That's too far.
Yeah, that's.
We're going to eat plenty of good food this weekend. Friday night.
Luckily,
we're going to go to Friday night dinner. We're going to take all my Gate the Audio guys out to dinner. You're welcome to hang out with us. So there's that.
Where's the photo? So, Slam's not that far away.
But we're staying with you, Bobby, so
I know.
I'm going to be hanging with you.
Blah, blah.
And this is the state of the.
I'm down for whatever, man. Me and my wife are coming. We'll hang anywhere, man. I
come hang out with us on Friday. I don't know what anybody else is doing. I know Saturday is the big night for all the, the Sky High peeps kind of a thing.
Oh yeah.
What do we got here?
Make sure you guys are packing enough cold clothing, just so you know, because it's only going to be like low 50s and the high 40s. To be kind of chilly.
I saw that.
We got
I was looking forward to it.
What is this, Drew? What are we looking at?
This is the current state of that wagon we're bringing to Slam.
Okay. Is this an old system you're taking out, or is this stuff you're starting?
Nick took it out. Nick took everything out at his house today.
All right.
Yeah, pulling that LTO out, and we're gonna build a false floor, wrap it in suede or something. I mean, we're gonna do our best to make it look as good as we can. Especially because
is that some sort of speaker enclosure in the corner there, or is that just part of the car?
Let me bring it back up. I'm not sure how many of what size amps we're gonna do yet, but we're gonna figure it out. We're right here.
Yeah. What is that? Is that like a speaker?
Oh no, this is just like the fender, just body panel.
Gotcha.
That's a speaker.
This is speaker.
Yeah, the dude from Custom Speaker Pods, Brandon Shinosky.
Right.
Anyway, he went and bought a set of Volkswagen door panels specifically so he can make Nick some panels, and he's sending us some custom ones to put on for Slam that are square.
They're doing a big booth at the show this year, man. It's their first time coming, so I'm excited to meet those guys. I mean, I've met them through email, and then Denise, took care of the rest of the sale. But they're going to have a nice size booth out at the show, so and it looks like they got really nice stuff.
It's not.
Yeah, Brandon. Go ahead, Drew.
No, it's nice.
Oh, I was going to say Brandon's always been a supporter of the Showdown the last 3 or 4 years, I believe. So yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool
to see him.
I've seen their logo everywhere, and they hit us up and they're like, "Man, we want to be part of the party." And I was like, "Come on," you know what I mean? It's not hard to do. So they, I'm excited. I'm excited to see their stuff. I mean, I went to their website and looked at all their different equipment. It's nice, and they're doing. Really
save these photos real quick.
Yeah, I got a pair of their Pillar 3 and then the tweeters in my truck. I've had them for a few years. They've lasted. They look just like they did the day I put them in.
Oh yeah, it looks nice. Like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing their stuff in person. Yep. Yeah, that's cool. Well, fellas, I'm gonna jump off of here, man. I got a whole bunch going on. I know you guys keep going for a while, but it's 10:30 here, man. I haven't even eaten since 9:00 this morning, man. So I gotta get some grub today. Did you guys have any more questions about Slamology? Anything?
No, we were actually gonna say, is there anything you want to add?
Just right here. Let me see which way I gotta move. I've been kind of hiding behind it. I guess.
Here. I was actually gonna bring it up here. Let me post it on the screen.
If anybody hasn't pre-registered their car yet, man, they can. For 1 week, this code's good, man. So any of your guys' followers or anybody that wants. And even like I know Gately, you guys got, if some of those vehicles haven't entered yet, man, just they use this code at checkout, it saves them $10 extra, man. So it's
appreciate that.
It's kind of our gift to you guys, man, having us on and letting us talk about the show and we
you've actually made improvements to this show. I mean, and the people don't know it, but that talk we had at SEMA, I took that to heart.
Right.
He only eats popsicles on stream.
I did it once because it was hot, bro. It was so hot, I had to. I mean, but I went the last
I was worried about that, man. I was like, man, I think I came off the wrong way to do it.
I am always open to constructive criticism. Now,
right. Well, and that's it, and I am too, man. And I've had a lot of people really in my career over time, like, hey, dude, you don't need to do that, or hey, you did a really good job at this, but so anywhere there's room for improvement. And I get criticism every day, and I take some, and other ones I just say you guys are idiots and kind of go on my way. So it is what it is. And you guys got a great show, man. I like I said, I stream you every week, man. Every week I come in and I stream it on my computer the next day while I'm working.
We appreciate
that.
Heck
yeah.
Right
on. All right, Donnie. Well, yeah.
Well, I'll see a couple of you at the barbecue this weekend, man. We'll grab a drink or do something, and if nothing else, we'll see you at Slam. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Right on,
sir. You have a good one.
All right, sounds good.
Cool. Awesome, guys. We'll see you soon. Have a good one.
Later, bro.
Right. Drew's out of here, huh? He's all gone.
No, I'm back.
There, he's there.
I don't know. I must have caught myself. I don't know what happened.
So let's talk about constructive criticism. Now, let's talk briefly about this shit. because
what we're talking about.
It's a good.
About subject. Your box caps?
Yeah. Now here's the thing. I want everybody to know.
Let's talk about this fucking guy.
But if you have, here, real quick. If you have my personal phone number, right? You're on my list of people that you can call me and be like, hey man, I have an idea for you. I think could help your shit. If you don't have my personal number and you have any constructive criticism for me, the immediate answer for you is fuck you, and I didn't ask you shit. Just so you know. Now, this hater ass motherfucker named Dion Bowman. Let me tell you about this dude being what is known as what is known as a fucking punk bitch. Because this dude goes on the internet and talks shit all the time. And then he wants to say online in his series of shit talking, I'm a fan of what you do. I love what you do. And I just wanted to give you some constructive criticism. And I'm like, I didn't ask you for your constructive criticism. He's like, as a matter of fact, when I met you in person, I shook your hand and gave you props on your work. Motherfucker, if you go online and you talk shit, and I don't know who the fuck this dude is, but in person, you want to walk up and shake my fucking hand and give me props, you are a fucking absolute fucking loser. And you are the worst kind of fucking person. You're a fucking coward ass fucking weak loser, and fuck you.
People talking shit about us, that's fine. You could be the sweetest peach sweetest peach on the tree. Some people just don't like peaches. That's fine. I get it. But don't pretend to be my friend.
Yeah, don't walk up and shake my hand. Yeah. Nah, if you don't fucking like me, you keep that shit consistent.
Like me all the time, bro.
Stay the fuck away from me. Like, that shit is weak as fuck. Yeah, and here's, like, just in general, constructive criticism, if you don't know that person directly and you don't communicate with that person frequently, keep your fucking goddamn constructive criticism to your fucking self. Maybe go, you know what? I wouldn't do that way. I have a better way to do that shit. I would never do that. I say that shit to myself all the time. I see all the shit you fucking guys build, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I'm never doing that way. Sometimes I'm like, ooh, that's fucking cool. I learned something there. And I often will be like, that's fucking dope. I really like that. I
have to stop myself from designing ported boxes like that one the one for the Camaro and the Solo L7Xs. I have to stop myself from doing it. Because I'm like, if I do it, they're just going to be like, oh, you just copying Bobby.
Well, like, you're like, I speak to Bobby directly on the phone almost every day. And him and I agreed that this is a really good idea for this application.
Dude,
Speaking of boxes like that, did you guys see how fucking badass those subs are doing in that box? That's
what I wanted to ask you. How does it sound?
It sounds outstanding. It's fucking amazing.
I wish I could hear it.
He was doing a fucking badass hair trick with 212s on a fucking B2.
Is he going to beat the barbecue or whatever that's in? Is that going to beat the barbecue?
Yep, it sure will. Actually, we're going to switch the fucking amp out and put a Gately fucking amplifier in that thing, so it'll sound a little smoother.
I want to hear.
That was zero breaking. That was 5 minutes after we turned that motherfucker on.
A lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did you see the video I shared of the smart car with 212s?
Yeah.
No.
Doing hair tricks.
Yeah, let me go pull it
up.
Before you pull that up,
Pro Audio Center. Go. Sorry.
On the Bowman, the Dion Bowman.
Yeah, let's talk about this fucking clown.
He's a Vegas dude. He works in like I think he builds. He's a carpenter in the union. I don't know what the fuck he builds, but he thinks he knows everything because he could frame shit or whatever the fuck he does.
I used to fucking frame houses. I promise you, I'd still smoke that fucking dude.
I get it, and you've been building car audio shit for longer than he's almost been alive.
I built houses when I was 18 years old, and I fucking built a whole.
He does this shit all the time to everybody. Yep. Like he did the same thing to Drew that he did to me. He would call me sometimes and ask me like questions about alternators or this and that, and then I see it actually was on a post like. I respect Steve Barber's build, but I don't respect him. And I'm like,
that was me.
I just talked to you like a week ago. You asked me shit about an alternator. Like, dudes like that, like you said,
fuck that shit. I don't know. Those toxic ass fucking people, stay the fuck away from me. I see the motherfucker in person. I'm gonna start talking shit. He's gonna punk himself. I'm like, dude, you're a bitch. Get away from me. You're not allowed to be near me.
So I realized what he was doing.
Toxic.
Well, someone told me. was like, hey, because me and him were going back and forth. He's like, hey, he's just using you for attention. I was like, fuck.
Oh, he's
right.
Oh,
so I stopped
in the middle of the whole thing, he took the opportunity and posted a picture of a fucking box he did. It looked okay, but it also kind of looked like shit in a lot of ways too. It looked like he worked the fuck out of it so that he could put some clear coat on it. Otherwise, it was a big blocky looking kind of fucky box. Good for you, dude. I bet somebody was really happy with that fucking thing.
Eric, for what? For what?
Yeah.
Nobody.
He just talks a lot of shit about being the loudest.
Nobody that fucking talks shit on the internet like that is going to go anywhere fucking near anybody that's okay with a physical competition. Every single motherfucker is a fucking coward. And that's just how that shit is. That's one of the biggest fucking issues with this community is there's mouthy internet troll fucking losers that nobody wants to be around. Nobody wants to kick it with that fucking guy.
That's the Byron in the back.
Yeah, it's true though. Fuck.
And here's the thing is, you know what? A lot of you fucking guys, you guys pal around with that guy. Hey, bro, can I get a picture with you? Or you guys are fuck those guys. You gotta be like, you're a bitch. Get out of here. You're not welcome. The fuck on. You're a fucking cunt. If you like, oh, he's never done anything to me. Well, not yet, right? Until it's time to find a way to badmouth you to what? Get some attention on the internet? I don't know this dude at all. I don't know shit about him other than the fact that I've seen like 5 times where he's badmouthing me on the internet. That's everything I know about him. Is he a builder? I don't fucking know. And he's like, I'm responsible for the loudest build in your home state. I'm like, you know what? Anything about what you're fucking talking about at all?
No, I couldn't give a flying fuck. He claims the loudest build in Cali.
He built
that full extreme vehicle
is it CJ Lithium? I think it's CJ Lithium. He's got that. It's an Excursion. I think it's an Excursion, something like that. But it does 70s, low 70s. It's loud. But I mean, Dion's own build is a fucking
full extreme build that does a 70. Not impressive.
Yeah, you know. I could give a flying fuck about what things do on a meter.
Loud's easy. Loud is easy peasy.
Yeah.
You know. Like, if you want to be impressive, go beat RP. Go be the best because this dude claims to be the best sundown box builder and designer. Because that was his thing he was trying to irritate me with. He said
he's the loudest sundown build on the West Coast or some bullshit.
Yeah,
like that.
All right, well, go beat RP, bro. If you're so good.
Like 60
granted, we're giving him exactly what he wants right now. Airtime. So,
I'm responsible for the loudest build in your home state. It's the loudest sundown building in the and it's like, man, damn, dude, you're really fucking narrowing that section of shit down, buddy.
Yeah, I think it did a 64 on like 12K like 5 years ago now. You got it, dude. Kicking ass.
So
hopefully
my thing is this is what fucking irks me is don't run your fucking mouth.
And just don't run your mouth. How about that?
And then really fucking want to shake my hand. You know what? You don't like my shit. You think it's overpriced. You think there's a little tiny fucking gap. And I'll tell you, he's like trying to nitpick the tiniest line in the assembly that is like not a fucking gap at all. He can fuck himself. But I don't give a fuck. You can do all that. And you're okay with all that shit. But if you want to say to me, I fucking came up and shook your fucking hand and gave you props.
Like that's like that wasn't what he thought. That didn't do what he thought it was going to do. Like that made him look so much worse.
Yeah. Yeah, it made him look like the kind of person that I would never fucking kick it with. If I saw somebody, even if it was somebody I didn't fucking like, right? I know a lot of people that are like, fuck JP, he's a fucking ass. And I fucking think JP's great. He's fucking awesome. I don't agree with all of the fucking shit he does, but I see some of it is just kind of testing the waters and see where it goes. And some of it's fucking absolutely fucking brilliant. So, but I see people that are like, fuck JP and blah, blah, blah. If any of those motherfuckers that have that energy, if they walk up and want to fucking shake hands and you're cool, JP, and they want to get a photo with them or some shit, I'll be like, bitch, stay the fuck away from me. You are not in my fucking people thing. That is the most cowardly punk bitch shit ever. I fucking can't fucking stand that shit. Fuck those people. No.
I'll say fuck JP and shake your hand.
I mean,
no. He may say you say fuck JP.
Yeah, but you ain't gonna go and fucking give him a hug and a fucking high five. You know what I mean? Like, I get that you don't fucking like JP, but you're not fucking going over and being all fuck that. Like that's different.
I don't dislike him or like him.
You can not like somebody, and they can be the fuck over there, but don't fucking act like you're cool and want to go shake their hand and fucking give them props on what they're doing. That is
my problem is with not liking people is I forget that I remember I have a negative feeling about somebody, but I don't remember what it was. So I'm like, shit, I can't dislike them if I don't remember why. Damn it!
I think the thing that
considered messaging them like on Facebook after I realized I don't ever want to talk to them, messaging them the reason so I can go back and look later.
I think the main thing I don't like about JP is that he just doesn't know a whole lot about audio. He doesn't know a whole lot about even the shit he sells. Like, I don't know if you guys watched the Kicker video unboxing of the L7 he got. It's like he looks at the terminals like, oh, I've never seen anything. Like he seems clueless. Too much for me for a guy that literally that's all you do is sell audio equipment. Like you should know more about what you're selling. But we've had our issues in the past. He's done some shit to me, but I mean, I'm not going to go out of my way to do anything wrong to him or to be friends with him. It's just is what it is.
Right.
Look,
he's over there. You know,
on his door handle, bro.
And that's fine. There's plenty of people that I'm like, fuck that guy. I don't like that fucking guy in this fucking industry. Like, fucking Travis. Fuck him. The fucking scumbag. And not because he did anything directly to me, but I know what he's done to other fucking people. Fuck him. He can stay the fuck over there. But I'm not going to walk up and be like, hey, buddy, fuck you. No, I'm not. Yeah. Long ago, before I knew what kind of fucking slimeball he was, I fucking was saying hello and being fucking cordial with him. But as I learned the kind of fucking scumbag he fucking is, I'm like, dude, fuck you. And that's how many of you guys need to fucking be. No. See, here's the thing is motherfuckers need to get called out on their fucking scumbag ass shit. That's part of the fucking problem. If the fucking losers get ousted, then things can be better. So that's the way I fucking see it. When somebody's a fucking piece of shit, you go, you motherfucker. Everybody goes, oh shit, why is he a piece of shit? And you go, it goes like this. Motherfucker talks shit and then walks up and shakes my hand and gives me props. No, that guy's not allowed to kick it. Who the fuck wants to pal around with that fucking guy? If that dude's your friend, you're a fucking loser too.
Unless somebody like really, really fucks up, nobody seems to have any sort of attention span that lasts more than a couple weeks. So I pretty much just don't pay mind to any of it. Unless the guy's like, or the person or whatever, like really does something to get people's attention.
But it still doesn't matter.
He's a fuck off. Nobody fucking matter. It doesn't
matter though. That's the problem.
Away in 2 weeks. It just fades away. Nobody really holds people accountable. I mean,
and no one does. Like whenever RP and them found out that people found out that they were doing a build for a convicted child rapist, and they just kept doing it.
Yeah, I pushed that motherfucker outside, give him a full refund. Here you go, bro.
Yeah, they're like, oh, but money. I'm like, oh, okay. But again, that's just people don't care. It's already gone.
No. And I mean, it's just like if you don't, when you're not getting burned yourself, you're like, what did that guy ever do to me? He did nothing to me, even though he might have fucked somebody over. It just until you get burned, you're not. It just doesn't matter the same.
But
it doesn't.
That's enough negativity.
I don't play that.
Share the video, Steve.
All right.
Whenever you share videos, there's audio. Whenever I share videos, there's no audio.
Present. Okay, here we go. Ready?
That's right. Boy, look at that hair trick in the smart car.
Do you have any idea what it's powered by?
2KX 2400.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear the box that Bobby's got. I mean, it'll be the first time I'm hearing them in a vehicle.
The
It's really good. I mean, we took two X8s. I'm sorry, X12s that are in one of our 4.75 double 12 boxes out.
Yeah.
And he was wired at 2 ohms, so we had less power. But at 1 ohm now, so he's got more power. So he's a little cheating. Obviously, the box is way fucking bigger. We're just over 5 cubic feet internal volume after all port and sub displacement in that double kicker box. I accounted for some coupling and you can only make the goddamn box so fucking big before you're like, this is too fucking big. So squeezed it in just a little bit, and they're happy as shit in that. When I run all the fucking numbers, they're just about. They're a little less efficient. Give them a tiny bit more power, and I mean, small percentage less efficient. Bandwidth exactly the same. Just give them a little fucking more. So, yeah, and as soon as we brought that thing to life, it was like I was like, holy shit, this is fucking outrageous, and it was like. I was like, babe, come stick your head in the window and see if this thing does a hair trick. And it was immediately, it was that very moment. And that wasn't even DJ Rusticle's rebase music. So I'm sure would he be even better because Chris's shit helps with hair tricks. That was just regular, Post Malone Go Flex. So yeah, pretty fucking awesome.
Let me see if I can pull up that video real quick. So that's kind of like I've been trying to talk to the kicker. Like the kicker guys need to figure out some music to play in the Bronco because they're like playing like old school bass music, which is cool. But
yeah, but you got to play stuff that people also kind of know to get them. You got to get that feeling going.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I wish. I mean, I honestly don't listen to enough rebase music right now without a build, but I don't know how much like stuff Chris is making that is. Like music that everybody knows. There's a lot of obviously rap artists and stuff, but most of these songs I've never even heard before. You're like, I'd like to hear some songs that are popular getting rebased.
Bobby, have you seen this video yet?
I don't think I've seen this one.
So this is Chase. He works at Kicker. This is a couple weeks ago, I guess, a month or two ago. So door open, playing like you're not gonna be able to hear the music because it's my side, but just like. I think it's like old school bass mechanic.
Yeah.
No, there you go.
Yeah, floating that door open, that'd be real fucking impressive.
It'll do it. From what I was told, they said this was about 50% up on the volume, plus or minus a little bit on in that area. It's 912s, and the cabin is solid. I do know some preliminary SPL scores. I don't know if they, it's not going to be outlandish, but obviously it does a 60 with both doors open, so that's cool.
What does it have again? Does it have 9 war horses in it?
Yep.
I don't remember. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. 9 war horses on 9 subs. Choke. It's got that smart car had 2 L7 X12s.
I think I might have to go with 18 amps, dude.
Yeah, a Warhorse sub is going to be for a vehicle that plays music a lot. That's going to be mint. The only reason we're doing 2 amps per sub is because we're going to. I know we're going to have a ton of rise at efficiency peak, so we're going to fight it. Just do what we can with it.
Well, we'll see. I mean, we'll start with the 9 3.8s, and then. If we need more,
where are you going to fit all those amps, Steve?
They're small, man. They're I could fit. I have got 2 ways I'm either going to do. I'm either just going to row, just like everybody else does, just do a row of 9, probably like back to back, so it'll be 2, 2, 2. I'll probably do 10 amps with 1 not hooked up, kind of as a spare, or I'm going to do just like 5 and then 4 floating on top of the back 5. It's one or the other, but the amps they're so small. They're only like 14 by I don't remember the exact dimensions, but they're not big. So
they're call them a JP33 for size. That's an amp that I found was very similar in size.
I don't know how big that is, but they're not big. Yeah. They're about the same size as the 2400, right? Maybe just a little bit bigger.
They're more boxy. They're more square than that. Yeah, hold on. I'll tell you. Well, I'll give you a rough estimate. I don't know if they want the exact measurements out there, but I mean, I guess someone could have measured it at SEMA.
Because basically, what's in my build right now, all that, everything above the battery is going to be gone. I mean, the mids and high amps are going in the cabin behind the seat, so I won't have any of that back there. There's not going to. The only thing that'll be in the back maybe is I might run one of those amps, one of those MVXs, like. That.
Well, and actually, so my 3D printer shows up tomorrow, and one of the first projects I'm undertaking is a plug-and-play adapter for the MVI to adapt to RCA. Because Bobby will tell you, it was Monday maybe, or it was someday last week or like this week. I started calling him, told him like, "Hey, do not plug that thing in."
Why? What was the deal? What do you have to make? What's
with the speaker wires? Because the amp's bridgeable, there's signal is sent through the speaker wires in a way that most people don't think about, and it's all bridgeable amps. But if you have an amp, say you take the speaker wires, positive, negative, normal, and just go to RCAs. If you plug that in, the second channel is backwards. It's sending ground through the positive RCA terminal. So if you have an amp that doesn't have differential inputs, you now have a blown apart amplifier.
Oh, and you found that out the hard way?
No, I was on the phone with Nick from JL and Matt from JL, and they were telling me. I'm like, okay. I'm like, let me call you back.
You're like, I know that this is actively being installed right now.
Yes. And now, granted, Bobby's
and the level of work that is getting done day to day is so rapid that I better fucking know. Yeah. I better get this information to them immediately. But yeah.
So Bobby's amps are new, and I'm sure they have differential inputs because they're new, they're high quality, they're nice. The only way to know would have been to do it, and it wasn't worth it. So I called him. I told him what changes had to be made, both wiring wise and software wise, and they got it. So the product I'm going to make makes the wiring change automatically. It's going to be the things that plug into the amp, the Deutsch connectors, to a 3D printed RCA box. So you just plug them in, you're good.
Very cool.
So you're going to have like 12-channel box, basically? You're going to have all the channels, or how?
I've considered doing one that also plugs into the RCAs of the amp and gives you all 12 out. That way you could mount the amp somewhere else. And I could even do like a USB pass-through in it. So you could hide the amplifier and just have the control box sitting somewhere. Indy, I think we're all doing who all's doing a kicker build other than Kyle? I am.
I was first.
Steve was first. Well,
but
kicker
my kicker build has been in the process for 3.5 years. But yeah, I will be last probably as well.
Yeah, because he picked 15s. I did 12s just because I thought everyone else was doing 15s. The only reason.
Yeah, and everybody's doing 12s but me.
And then it fit.
Well, everybody's doing 12s because they're available.
Yeah, well,
I mean, I picked 12s.
It's built already.
I picked 12s.
How much longer until the 15s are supposed to arrive? Any word?
I think SEMA-ish, if we're lucky. Kind of sometime before the end of the year. I mean, my plan is basically to 2024 to kind of debut.
Yeah, I mean that's when the Nitro's going to come out realistically, because there's a lot of work need to be done. The war horses aren't here yet, so I'm gonna take that's why we're getting the Volkswagen going, just so we can have something nice, something out there.
Yeah, I mean, Bobby, something I was going to talk to you about maybe on the drive to Sky High, but in my head, my plan is to basically take everything I have in the Explorer now, piece it off, build up a little budget, and then basically bring the Explorer to you sometime in the summer. The golf course is closed July through October, so I've got quite a few months there where we could figure out a time where I could come up for a couple weeks and basically just bang the fucker out, get it done, and then just kind of have it sit, I guess, until I get subs. But that's my plan in my head.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, so, it's gonna be awesome when it comes out. I'm excited.
I just feel like it would be a lot easier for me to just pay you to do it right. I mean, I just don't have the time or even the facility anymore to really do a lot of the stuff that's in my head. And a lot of the shit that's in my head, I feel like we could do between a computer and a CNC way easier than I can do with my hands. So
yeah, you start making big and complex components, and like the shit's possible to do by hand, and we've done all kinds of stuff like that in the past. But the advantage of designing in 3D software is like that doesn't fit. Like I'm gonna design each little driver, and then we're gonna like get in there, and like that don't fucking fit, buddy. And we don't have to play the fuck game as much. So
I mean, it's everything. Just building a temporary door, I've got to make a jig to build the cutout first. So I've got to find a spare piece of wood with the jig. Like there's all these things that go into doing shit by hand that you do not have to do at all with a CNC. Which and also the parts come out.
Oh, we still fuck shit up. We scrap parts every fucking day, but like make some custom ass shit. We fully had a whole ass conversation on how the Gately shield was supposed to go on the acrylic fucking thing of the roof of the Soulgasm earlier today. And me and Ant, and he goes, it goes like this, right? I'm like, yep, it's like that, and the thing. And I'm like, it's in there in a way that when you lean back and look up, you read the Gately, right? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then they did it, and then it's upside down.
Oop.
Yeah.
Well, upside down. Colt's like, that's what I said. Ant said that's the way you wanted it. I'm like, that's not the way I wanted it. I said you look up and you read Gately. Now it's fucking upside down. And he's like, fuck. I'm like, okay. And then Colt was tightening up all the bolts, and he got one a little tight, and the way the fucking thing, and there's a little crack in it. And we're like, we're gonna go ahead and make that again, and we're gonna put the fucking thing the right way, and that's okay. We'll screw the other one to the wall. It'll look cool. Fuck it. So.
Yeah.
Don't think that having your fucking computer in the CNC machine that you're not going to scrap fucking parts. You're going to scrap a ton of fucking parts. You're just going to do it a lot faster.
You're going to do it quicker.
Yeah, you can fuck up more shit faster. You can get shit done faster. You can use way more material because you're like, fucked it up again. Fuck. I mean, like the suspension links that we're doing for the fucking Raiden, they're wild. Like two-sided machining, complex shit using two different softwares to complete the process, and they're like all these mirror images of each other. So then we had to like make a jig to fasten it on to do the fucking engraving, and man,
too much.
There's a lot, and we were like, oh fuck, look at that. Not only did we fuck up this part, we fucked up the fucking bit insert that's $41 each one because we hit the fucking mounting screw. I'm like, that sucks. So we scrapped the part. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say I've got a couple ideas. I'm not gonna say them because I don't want somebody to do it before I do.
Oh yeah, they'll fucking do it for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, I got a couple ideas for the interior of the box that you can do with your machine. I know you can do it. Yeah. So
we're gonna coat the whole inside with jizz.
I knew it. Hell yeah, brother.
Buckets
of jizz. You gotta start saving up for jizz, B.
I'll start tonight.
I mean, so you're talking about making sure things fit, right?
Barber's bucket of jizz. He's like carrying around a 5-gallon bucket everywhere he goes.
Oh my god!
So you're talking about make sure things fit. I rendered my shop.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish building this part right here tonight. I think that's what I've been doing. I've been not working at like midnight. I've been building things in the shop.
Nice.
But now I'm a 3D printer here, and I can start making cool shit.
Hell yeah! So what's going on next doors?
Yeah, that's going to be back doors.
Very cool.
Are you doing 2 or 4 in the front?
2. A-pillars with the kicker 2 3/4 and tweeters.
Ah, dude, he made A-pillars for those? That's dope.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So we're going to take them. I'm going to deaden them, make them super strong. And then we're going to wrap them in like black suede or something. Because Nick's door panels are black. They're not like that. Good. No, I mean, it should be good. Show off his product, show off kicker. And it can happen quick.
Can you use those and just glass them in? Can you do that to them?
So we're going to be trying it, not with Nick's, but I have a set for a Chevy truck like mine from my brother-in-law. Cousin, family member, and my brother Nick's gonna try to glass him in.
Your brother-in-law and your cousin at the same time, bro. That's some Louisiana ass shit, dog.
Hell yeah!
I don't know his official title, so.
Oh fuck! On that note, boys. So yeah, I mean, see you guys all except for Drew. I mean, see you at the barbecue. Everybody watching. Hopefully, see you guys this weekend. And Watch out for some videos. There's gonna be a lot of good content coming out after this
stuff going on. You know, Ray Pimley out there doing the IASCA thing, and we helped him out with some little awards, and the Travis Chin from IASCA made some parts of those awards as well, and those look really cool. And Ray puts on a great show, and we've got a bunch of those big ass fucking monument awards. You don't see how big these things. Let me grab one so you guys realize how massive these fucking things are.
Damn, I can't wait to drive my GTR home on Sunday.
Right, dude, you're gonna have a blasty blast driving that thing back to the house.
Yeah. So yeah, Hammy and I shitting on him bought 2 tokens, and if we win, we're gonna kind of like take it for a few months each, and then probably sell it. But definitely do some good shitting on our promo stuff. Jesus Christ, Bobby.
2-inch thick. They weigh like 40-something pounds.
My God.
What's an amplifier, bro? How are they gonna get it home?
I don't fucking know. Somebody's wife is gonna be like, "This is fucking bullshit."
All right, babe, you gotta fly home.
Best wire. Fucking really?
Who cares about your fucking wire?
Your fucking stupid fucking wire.
But yeah, I'm gonna. So, what y'all doing the rest of the night? Chilling?
Pretty much. I don't know. I got a new
flavor of White Claw.
So, that's nice.
Blackberry
flavor of beer. Nice.
I'm gonna go drink some of these blackberries, and I have a lot of physical labor to do. I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go get some food. So it was a good show, boys. We'll see you. See you Friday. See you Wednesday.
Right on. Constructive criticism.
Yeah, fill those gaps, dude. You might want to redesign that shit, Bobby.
Those gaps, bro.
Fix your engine noise.
Fix your fucking engine noise, gentlemen. God damn it. Family is complicated. You fucking tell your cousin, fucking brother-in-law, fucking we all said hello, Drew.
I will tell TJ you said hello.
Hey, somebody was asking, Flex, I think Flexen was asking about the fucking Shitaholic shirts. Like, what's up? Are you making Shitaholic shirts or what? Is it happening?
I mean, I got to come up with a logo. I wasn't really pressed on it. I had no idea.
I mean, you just make it say Shitaholic. You can make it start with the shit part
just
of
like,
the shit bottom logo.
Just like write it with poop and then take a picture of it.
Or Shitaholic and inside the Gately logo, maybe?
The Gately shield?
I mean, I would just say take the part of shitting on them that's the shit, and then put the baseaholic that's the holic, and Shitaholic, and then just
stick it in a Gately shield.
Wrap a shield logo around it, and fucking done it. People will buy the fucking shirts, and people will be like, "What in the fuck is that?" And then they have to tell them. Then they have to tell them the story of Quietly Loud and Shitaholic, or and shitting on them, and Bassaholic and Gately Audio. So it's a fucking. It's like okay, guys.
Where your shirt needs to come with a novel.
And then when you have a good story to tell about about wearing the Shitaholic shirt and how the conversation goes, then you get to come on the air with us and tell your fucking story.
Just like my time wearing the shitting on him hoodie at the gas station. What's shitting on them?
And you're all, no, it's shitting on them.
They're like,
yeah.
No, this is the gas station I go to all the time. So I was like, nah, shitting on them. Right? She's like, oh my God. Some old lady. It was hilarious.
Yeah, well, funny story before we quit. I think I may have said it before, but on the way back from Slam in 2019, I think, we gas station getting gas. This was like in the middle of the Bible Belt, and it was and it wasn't self-serve. Like the person had to pump for you. So he's pumping and he's looking at the wrap on the Explorer. He's like, "What does that say there?" And I said, "Shitting on him," and he was like, "Oh," he like got real shocked. He goes, he's like, yeah, he was shocked. He's like, "Don't you know it's a sin to curse?" And I was like,
nah, bro, I'm too busy shitting on it.
Not where I'm from, but yeah, just pump my gas.
Like, dude, I live in Vegas. I live in Sin City, and we shit on them out there, bro. Like, there's motherfuckers to be paying money to get shit on out there for real. It's pretty fucked up. So
yeah, he was shocked.
Speaking of shirts,
it's a sin.
My limited edition shirt drop of the year is happening in like 2 weeks.
Your what?
What is?
I do a yearly limited edition drop of like different colors. It's in 2 weeks.
That reminds me again. I forgot a bunch of stuff to show. All right,
I don't know.
More thing I want to show.
I don't think they'll get mad if I show you, but it's me. I'm gonna show you a preview of the shirt if it wants to load. Did I lose internet again? No.
No, you're there.
Oh, I hate
show your
sometimes.
shirt. I'm gonna show what
Allison is making a bunch of really cool fucking shirts that we're gonna have at the fucking barbecue this weekend, along with these beanies. These are Carhartt beanies, bitch. Look at that shit. It's like really warm, so if it's freezing ass this weekend, these are gonna be a fucking winner. And then we have our Relentless hats that are available. These are available at gatelyaudio.com right now, gentlemen.
Apparently it's just not working. That's cool.
Right on.
Oh wait, now, dude.
Yeah, no.
Well, you know what? It's on my phone. I'm just gonna send it. I'm just gonna send it to our group, and then I can pull it up real quick.
There you go.
Lord, it's like pulling teeth with the internet.
Woo. That's 3 beers holding that shit. All right. Well, Drew's doing that. I'll show mine.
Yeah,
So if you're coming to Slam and you want to get a debut T-shirt, I'm sure I don't know how old some of you guys are, but if you remember that video game Skate or Die, so we did a base or die. We did a base or die shirt. So this is kind of what it's going to be like, but Hammy is
would have been way better if that graphic had a fucking subwoofer that looked like this one right here.
So it's going to have some doodles like the original. Not all these. Some of them are going to get. We're going to take the alcohol away, so it'll be family friendly and a couple of the other things. But for those of you that don't remember the base or die video game, they look like that. So yeah, that'll be available at Slam. Debut. Something different. We usually we haven't done like a shirt that isn't just our logo. So this is kind of our first one of that.
Right, so I was going to show like the shirt mock-up, but whatever. So this is going to be on the front, like big across the chest. And then on the back.
Nice, good shit.
And that's
all. You doing a pre-order or how you doing that, Drew?
That's going to be they're going to go live at a certain time, and when they're gone, they're gone. That's all there is.
Okay, so you just ordered a certain amount of each size, and then
and then when they're gone, they're gone. We do this. We've done our 3rd year, and every year it's gotten wilder and wilder. Like have you ever seen people wearing like the purple and green Baseaholic shirts that you can't buy? That's what one of those was. The pink and yellow. That's what one of those was. And then this one. I think this is good. This one's so good. I almost didn't want to do a limited drop. I almost just want to release it full time because it's so awesome. Yeah, and cool. Brandy did it all designed that herself.
Cool.
I'm super excited. I don't know if I've ever bought a bunch of T-shirts. That's expensive, dog.
Don't tell me, bro.
Steve's like, bro, don't want to hear about you, bro.
Dude, this base or die shirt is an expensive shirt because it's 5 colors. So
yeah, we kept ours to 3, and I was like, oh, okay, 3's enough.
Yeah, I'm about to spend $8,000 or so on T-shirts. So
I'm about halfway there. We're like, but I'm also restocking like the normal colors. So, but like 4, I'm like, oh.
All right, boys.
Michael, no, there will be no kid sizes and limited. They'll go down to small though. But if you want like a kid sized one, I think I can get Brandy to order some kids ones separately because that's got to get the kids in.
Before we jump off,
let me show something. I'll show. We already have one of those. But people probably don't know.
Let's talk about Drew's design that he did for a DC subwoofer. And then the guy's like, I can't figure out why this isn't working right in this box. I got the sub mounted in it the wrong way, and it's a totally different sub than what the enclosure was designed for.
2.5 years ago for a different person. Not even for him.
And he's like, this shit's wrong. I'm like, fucking bro. I'm like, and you knew what I was gonna say. I'm like, that's why I don't fucking offer enclosure design.
Bro, it's that's like I could tell like he didn't say like the dude who owned it. I think I could tell he was like he knew because I didn't design it for him, so he knew it wasn't for him. But it was designed for a level 5 with carbon cone and like SPL parts. That's why it was smaller for a 6 order because it's a DC sub. They
want to be in a little box, man.
It was done 2.5 years ago. It was done in like 2021. I've learned a lot since then. Who knows if I would even do it that way anymore? But at least I didn't see anyone saying like directly talking shit. I might have missed it, but I just didn't see it.
I didn't see it either, but I fucking saw it coming, and I'm like, dude. And you were like, well, that is designed for a fucking totally different sub. And his sub was like, and it's this weird sub, and it's got weird parts, and it's like,
yeah, it's like a Franken sub.
And the box build like. And this is that shit where I'm like, I see things and I'm like, ooh, I wouldn't do that way, but I don't go, let me give you some constructive criticism that you didn't fucking ask for. Like,
it's not even constructive criticism if you're just talking shit. And I think that's the difference. Most people don't realize that. Like, you can't just call constructive
criticism is you fucking beep a bopple beep, and you fucking call your homeboy and you go, hey man, you shouldn't have gone on that rant and said fuck so many times and like on the fucking show, like, or it's like, hey, I was looking at that box and how it's designed, and it might be really cool if you guys did something about this, thing. But if I don't know you, and you're like, that shit's too expensive and his quality level's shitty and he should fix those fucking gaps. That's not constructive criticism. That's hater ass bullshit.
Yeah.
But in the thing where the guy had the funny, they're like, what in the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? People were kind of like, what's going on here? But for him to post up your design was pretty like, here comes the bus. Like, let's stroll this fucking Drew out here in front of this fucking thing. And it's like, dude.
Yeah, she didn't. I know he posted it the other day because I got tagged in it, but I was like, I looked at it, I was like, oh, 2.5 years ago for somebody else, I don't know, whatever. But then it was again today. I'm like, all right, let me go read just to see what's being said. But yeah, everyone seemed chill for the most part.
Yeah, thankfully. But still, it's like, god damn it.
Y'all want to read some drama? We don't have time to talk about it today, but go to John Hart's Facebook, the owner of Audio Ace.
Oh no.
Just go like 2 posts down. And just enjoy it. Fine.
Ooh.
We'll talk about it next week.
Not really into looking for the drama.
Oh man, it's a very expensive build that was designed very poorly, and I had to fix it.
Hey man, you know what I'm gonna say? I don't normally bring this shit up, but like, since we started the show, I've made 4 sales on my website for lots of money, and I'm super happy people buy.
I haven't made any sales on my website. I have sold
today.
Since we started the show, I have sold 4 items, and I am super stoked. Like, totaling.
Awesome. Somebody go buy a T-shirt so I could join the crew.
Yeah, come on. So since we started the show, I've had
subs and shit.
2 people pay for design. So, but no one's bought anything from the website. I don't know what. Granted, I haven't promoted the website in like 6 months. So
sick. Come on, somebody bought a T-shirt and a 1.0 single 8 and a Relentless version 2.
Oh, see, he made way more money than I did. Come on, guys.
Good shit.
Or earlier, somebody did a fucking banger, and they got a Ford crew cab bundle with subwoofers.
Well, here, I'll show one more shameless plug since somebody was asking about a stunt shirt. There's my stunt ball shirt. You can buy that at
CarAudioSwag.com. Right there. What is that?
That's it is because it was Blake.
It was when it was Blake's, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want a stunt van shirt, Car Audio Swag's got some.
That's kind of cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. Dope.
All right, boys. I want to go eat some food
before
the beer makes me stupid.
I'm gonna I'm gonna work in
Let's go. We already told everybody to fix the engine noise and the whole thing like a half an hour ago. You guys
again, fix your engine noise twice.
Go check your fucking homeboys that talk shit on the internet and then want to go get pictures with fucking Steve Meade and shit. Like, don't. Fucking don't.
I like Steve. Steve messaged me the other day and it felt so good. Sorry.
Public service announcement. If you don't like me, please don't come up to the show and shake my hand and smile. Just
don't fucking do that shit. Yeah.
Just don't like me 24/7. Like, let's just do it all the time.
Keep that. And I respect that and I appreciate that a lot. Keep your
better
same
that way,
energy, motherfuckers. Yeah.
100%. All right, boys.
All right.
Peace.
Thanks.